Hello! Hello, everybody, and welcome to my forest. I'm Sylfania. You probably, if you're on my channel, you're here for me. You know me. I'm here yapping most of the week. And today we have a guest. We have a guest with whom some of you might have seen our collabs with Overcooked and other games. Wonderful, wonderful Sheriff Grin.
Hello!
Hopefully the balance of Discord to my mic is fine. It's a sheriff, yes. This
Wee.
This is the first kind of thing of its kind we're doing. So this is welcome to Ranger Roundtable. And this
Thank you, I'm glad to sit at the table.
yes, you are the first guest. This is kind of what, like, this new thing I was starting. I don't know why. I just okay, so I want to say a little bit more about how this started, because I feel like that's a good starting point. It's not going to take too long while I set up Puppy Cam, because I'm sure Sunny and Ava would appreciate Archie Cam at any point.
Get Archie.
Yeah. So I was in this Honkai stream talking about lore that then digressed into talking about Epic the Musical, then digressed into talking about Greek myths and legends, that digressed into talking about amphors, which went back to Honkai, that went back from that into gay media and the fact that the classics were gay. And then I started talking about the Chinese gay novels I read. And then that went for 2 or more hours. And so at some point, Andromeda, who raided into me and stayed for 2 hours chatting to me, she was like, yo, listen, you should probably just have a stream talking because you haven't moved from this Honkai screen for like 2 hours. And so I clicked it and moved to the next like scene. And we carried on talking, and I was like, hey, that sounds like a good idea. A segment where I can just yap without the pressure.
Talking? Are you crazy?
Yeah, I know, right? It's as if it's a whole category on Twitch about this. But yeah.
You're talking crazy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe I should just do like a talk show, but just me yapping would be weird. So I was like, yeah, let's invite a bunch of people with whom I can yap. And the first people I thought of was obviously Andromeda, because she asked me for this. And then Sheriff messaged me. I was like, oh, okay, it's a thing now. It's a thing now. It's a thing now. On that note, if you're on my channel, you know me. I'm Sylfania. I'm your Elven Ranger vtuber, bilingual variety streamer girl. I don't know.
Wait, you're a streamer?
I know, right? It's surprising. You can't tell by my mic quality. But yeah, if you're on, I mean, obviously if you're watching this on Twitch, you know me. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a self-introduction video. Watch that and you'll know who I am. But let us introduce the Sheriff. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sheriff Grin stream. I hope you're all well. As you can see, we've hijacked Sylfania's stream today. She's invited me to her round table made of pristine fiberglass metal.
Fiberglass? Where would I get fiberglass in the woods?
It's an import.
I see. Okay, sure.
Yeah, I had to pay stamp duty on this and everything. But yeah, I stream on Twitch. I mainly play horror, but I've sort of been quite varied recently with a lot of other things. Like I've been playing driving games. I've been playing FMV games. Do you know FMV games?
No. What does that stand for?
I don't know what it stands for, but basically, it's basically where it's like you're playing a game, but it's a movie, and you just make the choices for the character.
Oh, like a visual novel kind of thing.
Yeah, like a visual novel, but it's a movie.
Oh, ooh, that's an interesting genre. Is there a lot of games like that?
There are quite a few. I played the other one. Oh, I played one the other day called Love Is All Around 2. Let's just say I won.
Oh no, because I'm like, how do you win? Is it just like a good ending or a bad ending or something?
I think it's just you just go with your ending, and that's pretty much it. But okay. I quite enjoy just sitting back and not having to, like, you know, in games when you have to get something right all the time, you're just like, oh my god.
Fucking Claire Obscure. I'm looking at you with the locked in parry bullshit.
You need to go get the key card and then put it in the magic potion and then bring it back here, spit on it, and then put it in the slot, and then you can go for it. I should have thought that earlier. But it's just a
Yeah.
game where you can just sit back and relax.
I mean, you know what I find surprising? That Honkai, oh, what was that? Is that a highlighted comment or a watch streak? What?
Ooh, looks like a watch steak.
I don't know what
Ava has been watching you for free streams.
I don't know what that is. I've never seen that happen on Twitch before. Is that like a new setting? Anyway, congrats, Ava. I know, Ava, I can rely on you to lurk here all the time. I don't know how you do it, girl. Like, Ava streams, and then at the same time...
everywhere.
I know, and I'm like, Ava's also coming, I think, third episode? I don't know. Well, it'll be announced, but we've scheduled it. Ava and me will have a sesh. But yeah, no, Ava's the MVP, so there you go. The comment under it, your ass's gravitational pull kept me in. It's true. It's true. Love it. But yeah, that sounds like a fun thing. So I was saying about like Honkai is kind of like that because the cutscenes go on for fucking forever.
I was gonna say, like, whenever I tune in, or like, because I know you've played Honkai because I watched you play it, but whenever I tune in, it's always like a cutscene. I'm like, and the thing is, because I never play it, I don't know what's going on.
They do yap. They do yap a lot. It's good yapping though. Like the story. Okay, there we go. We got our first theme. Honkai. You didn't finish introducing yourself. I'm sorry. Right, finish introducing yourself. We'll go back to Honkai.
I'm Sheriff Grin. I'm a British cowboy, and I stream on Twitch. I play horror and pretty much whatever really. I'm quite open to a lot of games. And yeah.
You forget to say you're the collab master.
And I'm also the collab master. I'm actually making a video about that. So.
Oh, awesome! For those of you who don't know, Sheriff is the first like VTuber that I didn't know like outside of streaming who contacted for collabs and stuff, and because of him, I got the courage to do it.
I know.
And Sheriff
I
is like
walked into the forest. I was like, oh, I hope she says yes.
Yeah, you kind of walked in and you were just like, oh yeah, like, oh no, what if she doesn't say yes? And I'm like, oh my god, this dude is so good at like finding people, finding either games or things to like do together, organizing stuff. My god. And then like a lot of VTubers I know through Sheriff. So yeah. He's the collab master in my head. Not just your name now.
I mean, that's just how a lot of people meet, just through collabs and
yeah,
like
but
that.
it's always this like I always feel this like nobody gives a shit. Nobody's gonna give a shit if I message them on Discord. They're just gonna block me. They're gonna think I'm a bot.
That's what everyone thinks, though.
Yeah, I've realized that. Yeah.
Because I did as you know, I put out like a questionnaire recently.
Mm-hmm.
And the majority of there's like a question is like, are you scared to reach out to people? And the majority of it is yes. I think only 2 people said I'm confident to reach out to people. I'm like, oh bless.
We're all introverted, man.
Yeah.
I mean, my job kind of forces you into a room with other people that you work with. But a lot of the time, like, you kind of go do your experiment, you meet them in the lab, like, or in a corridor, you just nod and you carry on. Like, you don't have to interact with them if you don't want to. I usually do, but you don't have to, which is why my job can be fully, like, anti-social as hell if you want it to be.
I mean, it's better to say hello than...
No. We always say hello. Like, it's just rude if you don't. Even if it's just a nod and you're, like, listening to something. Like, I'm always listening to an audiobook, so
it's
I'm
good
like...
to say hello to someone before you cut them open for one of your experiments.
Nah, they're not bacteria. I'm not interested. But yeah, so, sorry, going back to Honkai. That game is, unlike Genshin, which is, like, the first... Well, Genshin's not even the first version. The British experience, Ava's right, you know, the awkward talking, just nodding.
that on the tube kind of...
Oh god, if somebody's... Oh my god, I have a side rant here ready for the tube, I'll get back to that. But yeah, so if you're curious about, like, Horrorverse, the first game they came out with, I mean, in this kind of universe, was Honkai Impact 3, which was, like, it's a full phone game, like, it was made for the phone.
Was it a phone game?
It was, yeah, when it first came out. A Honkai Impact, not Star Rail. So all of these games are phone games as well, but like you need a megaphone to run it. It needs terabytes of memory and shit.
You basically need a whole PC phone.
But the first game, the interface is very large, like all the fights Like the cutscenes, it seems like that like graphic novel, you know, they have a little figurine that doesn't really move, and then like it's like a sprite, okay? It's like sprite with a few movements, and then the conversations are like this, and during the game, it's not an open world. You run into a zone to fight something, and then the conversation happens, then you move to the next level. Like it was made for phone games. Sorry, my dog is just going ham right now. It was made for phone games. However, like it's still running. There's still running updates. It's like on patch 16 now, and now it's more similar to like Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact. They've added new stuff to it. But then after Honkai Impact 3 was a thing, they came out with Genshin Impact in 2020, which was the best thing they could have done because it was COVID, everybody was locked in, and it was a free open world game. And everybody went in it.
Yeah.
So
does
Honkai,
it have cosmetics and stuff like that in it? I would assume it does.
Does it have a... Yeah, no, it does have
like
cosmetics. It has... But it also has that vibe of like, oh, you can't go outside. Here's an entire like green-filled world with story and magic and voice acting you can be in rather than it like... I know you can't go outside, but you can technically.
It's your own anime, basically.
Yeah, and obviously the timing was perfect. So it came out and it was amazing. Honkai Star Rail came out in like 2023, so obviously COVID was over, but they had the Genshin Impact fame at this point. And Star Rail, they decided to like, okay, so we have complaints about Genshin from some people. Let's make a game that's like Genshin, sans the complaints. And then Star Rail was born. Also, they kind of wanted to go back to the Honkai Impact universe, because that universe is crazy. It was like a sci-fi fantasy comparing to Genshin, which is like full fantasy. But now there's like rumors, again, there's rumors that Genshin and Honkai Star Rail are in the same universe, but Genshin is like in a sub-dimension. And that's why they're not aware of the outside universe, because there are some characters in Genshin that are like, oh yeah, I came from beyond the stars, like space travel's fine. And then you're like,
it's sort of alluring to, maybe there's a crossover in the world.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. There's like so many hints dropped in this, but I'm not gonna go into that. But then Honkai Star Rail, what they made was, unlike Genshin, Genshin is an open world, run around, smack things, find chests, basically wander around. While Honkai is, it has like, it's a turn-based game, so it's more of like a Final Fantasy sort of thing. And it's not open world. It has like maps that are quite big, but every section is locked in a map. So you can't like climb buildings and go into other people's balconies or something. You have a certain path you can run, like there's these streets and these things that open up, but that's it. And I think it's a different vibe. Because in Genshin, the focus is on exploration. There are quests, obviously, but you can spend hours just wandering about, doing nothing. Honkai is, like, the only thing it, like, kind of got going for it is the story. So they put so much into the story. Like, comparing to Genshin, every single quest, every single side quest doesn't feel like, oh, it's a cute little anime girl and a cute annoying anime companion that's floating, Paimon, are going to help this bakery. So they're gonna work there part-time and chat to the locals. In Honkai, it's like, yeah, you can do that, but you find that one of the locals is secretly a demon, and then you have to redeem the souls of people. Or then you like, oh, this person who runs the bakery actually had a really dark past. Their whole family has died on this planet due to a disaster, and now they're depressed, and you have to be a therapist. And you're like,
get me my coffee and my bagel and I'll be
like, I was just here for a bagel. Why am I being a therapist? And like, there was a story where you're like supposed to help an old man collect his memories, and you realize that he's basically, what are you crying for?
Archie!
Because I'm not paying attention to it.
Is Sylfania mistreating you, Archie? How if she is?
No, he's just not paying attention to it, so he's being a bitch. But basically, like, there was a story that sits with me, because there was this old man you just wander to, who's like, hey, could you deliver, like, I need to go from point A to point B. And could you help because I'm old? And you're like, okay. And then as you do this, you realize that this guy so we're currently in this world Penacony, which is like, you go to this planet, you go to sleep, and in that dream, you can do whatever you want. Like, you can be whatever you want, regardless of your physical body. It's like a VR planet. So he basically, you are in this VR dream, and you're helping this old man go somewhere. And you're like, why would you choose to be an old man in this dream? And he's like being really shady about it. And then the VR police come up, and they're like, hey, have you seen this old man? And you're like, I'm just trying to summarize it for you. They're like, have you seen this old man? And you're like, yeah, no, he went that way. And you find out that he is like, on another planet, in another life, he was basically that planet's Oppenheimer. He designed
Oh wow.
some sort of a atomic bomb that like blows planets up and shit. And then when he realized what he has made, he like burned all of his research and like tried to run away so nobody would get it. And he actually like died in Penacony, and his mind, the only place it exists is this VR world. And like he is running away from, and you're like, this one, I just wondered on this old person. This is not part of the main story at all. This dude is, I mean, so far, it's irrelevant.
There's definitely a lot of lore away from the main story.
You have, yeah, I feel like Genshin has that as well, but it has a lot more like nonsense quests. Like it is, I feel like Genshin is made a lot more for kids. Like it's brighter. The stories are kind of sad, but they're never like, oh, like, holy shit. Like this Oppenheimer thing, you sat there and he's like, I have watched worlds burn by my hands, and you're like,
what have I done?
Yeah, you're like, this is not something like, I don't know, a 10-year-old can't comprehend.
Yeah.
But as an adult, you're like, oh god, yeah, no, yeah, shit, fuck, oh my god, I'm having an existential crisis. Oh, there you go. Honkai Star Rail is existential crisis, the game. But Genshin, it's like, it's a sad story. Yeah, some people can be sick and dead and whatever, but it has a hopeful ending. You know, it's got colors, and there's always this, yeah, we're heroes, we can help. In Honkai, it's like,
we're here to save the day.
In Honkai, a lot of, especially like the main story can be a little bit like that, but the side quests are like, no, he's just dead now. Or like, oh, this person, you're just helping him pass on. Oh, yeah, okay, no, he has a terminal disease. He's not gonna live long. But you know, you've improved his quality of life by, you know, improving his mood or something. And you're like, oh,
yeah,
shit.
You're sort of doing little things for them, and you're like, I'm just gonna help you.
Yeah, no, it feels like, yeah, the side quests that you're doing in Genshin feel pointless. There we go. But side quests you're doing in Honkai, you're like,
there's meaning behind it.
I'm really helping people here. Like,
so
Jesus
you don't
Christ.
get it. This anime guy needs my help. Okay?
No, for real. Like, that's why I feel like that's why I've been fully converted to Star Rail, because I feel like anything I do in it, it's never a waste of my time, except farming. But even that they've improved. You can like auto farm in Honkai. You can't do that in Genshin.
Prefer the darker stories or the more sort of light-hearted stories? Because I'm sort of getting the vibe that you prefer, like, you like a good story, but you like some darkness.
Give me some twisted shit, please. Give me characters that are so messed up that like you're sitting there looking at that ball of twine and you're like, God, I don't even know where to snip. This is ridiculous. This is a ticking time bomb right here. Like my favorite, one of my favorite storylines so far in Honkai was for Aventurine, whose background, I'm not even kidding. Like we went deep into it during the main story. He was like a kid on this planet in like which was in between a war, like a highly technological race, and these like tribal people, and he was part of these tribal people who worship this goddess of luck, but the goddess of luck only gave luck through suffering. Like you gain luck, but whatever you suffer through is a message from your god. You should take it and just run with it. And so they were like, they were Abjins or whatever. So they were fighting this war, and all of his family died, and he was the only one that lived because they were like, the goddess has blessed you, so you have luck because you have this colored eyes. So everybody died. He's the last one of his entire the planetary race. He got taken as a slave, and like literally had to gamble his life, gamble other how to say, girl boss, gatekeep, gaslight, swindle his way just to survive. And the only reason he's alive is because he's actually very lucky. But he's been relying on that luck like crazy. And so through like, he was like a slave in a fighting pits, and then he got hitched by an evil space Amazon. And then he started working.
Space Amazon.
Yeah, he started working for evil space Amazon. I mean, it's not in the game, it's not evil, but we all know it's evil. So yeah, it's an interspace corporation that does all the trading. They're evil. Okay,
so evil. Yeah,
they're evil. So basically, he started working for them in their strategic like this division, and his only wish is like he pushes his luck so that one day he can die and join his family. But he doesn't want to actively do it. And you're like, this character is so complicated, and I'm into it. Yeah. Like, hard. Like, I am dying how good this is.
Poor man.
It's amazing.
Suffering from my entertainment.
Yeah, so, but to me, I want characters. Like, give me torment. I want the happy ending, okay? Give me a happy ending at the end of the story. But please take my characters through a literal ringer so they can get to it. if there is no happy ending of some kind, like, death is okay as long as it's like a happy death. You know what I mean? But like, give me a satisfying ending, and give me a good torture story. Yeah, trauma, fantastic.
Yeah. I need a good trauma.
Yeah,
a bit of meat to bite into.
Exactly. Like, I find characters who are just like, I'm a girl, I have both parents, they love me. I mean, they're refreshing sometimes. Like, I feel like in a horrible, horrible world, having one character who's like, I'm just normal, you're like, that's actually quite funny. But in a world where everything is kind of normal, I want my kid. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to send him back to his dad. He's been crying and distracting me. You can't hear it because it's too. My mic is like cutting off like noise.
Yeah, I can just about hear him.
Just give me a minute. I'll be right back. Jesus Christ.
Archie, is she hurting you?
No, we have camera evidence. I'm not. He just doesn't want to be on camera.
Yes, Archie broke his ankle by accident.
Give me a minute. Hi, you can leave. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Highly unprofessional of me. But yeah. What about you, Sheriff? What kind of characters do you... Don't make me pet him. I just let him out. I'll do it later. I'll do it during the ad break. So yeah, what kind of characters do you like, Sheriff?
I do like characters with obviously a bit of a backstory to them. I mean, it's a bit similar to yours. I do like a character who has like sort of history behind them. I'm trying to think of a good character to like. There's a movie called There'll Be Blood, which is like one of my all-time favorite movies with
That rings a bell.
Daniel Day-Lewis. Kind of a famous actor.
Yeah.
But,
no, I've heard of it. I've not seen it. So.
But I really love the story that it tells, because it's basically about an oil man sort of back in the sort of 20s or 1920s. And over time, you sort of see he starts off as a really loving guy. He cares a lot, but then over time, like, people sort of bite at him and sort of like use him and stuff. And then over time, he becomes more evil. And then he becomes very obsessed with money and sort of like pushes love to one side and becomes very obsessive. It's a very good movie, very good watch.
Put on the list.
And oh god, have you? I do like a good. Well, I know you know, but I do like a good noir story, like a bit of a dark story. Like, oh, there's another serial killer in town. We need to go track him down.
Yeah, that's always good.
That's always a good one. I do feel like it's overused though. I can never like always just watch a random episode of it. Well, actually, I say that I've been watching Dexter recently. Have you seen Dexter?
Yeah, I've seen it. To
God.
be fair,
I'm in season 2.
Okay, so not to spoil, but by the end, it kind of like the first 2 seasons are the best in my opinion. As it keeps going, it kind of like maybe the novelty stops a bit. The show makes some decisions that I disagree with. The characterization is still the same. Like, the characters are still the same. It's just the plot gets a little bit, I don't know, just
a little bit ridiculous.
It's not bad.
Sort of
That's the thing. It's not bad. It's just not as good as the first 2 seasons, but it's still pretty good. I think I might have finished it. I don't remember.
I think they're having a new series.
No. They did. They did like they had a second one, and then they had a third one, which was like, it wasn't a remake, but it was different actors. The second one was with the same actor. I think. So there's actually 3 different ones. Again, don't quote me on this, but I think I remember it being that. But yeah, the first Dexter, God, that music when that plays, and you're like, oh, like, but this is what I like, you know, when they pick a trope, right? Serial killer. Yeah. We all love those serial killer podcasts, right? Yeah. Especially as a white girl. I've not listened to a single one of them, but I know. I legit worked with some friends who were obsessed with this kind of stuff. So they were like, would talk about serial killer podcasts literally at work, and I'd be like, you are a white girl stereotype. And I'm a white girl saying this. But anyway. So that, like, everybody loves a good serial killer TV drama, right? From the point of view of the serial killer. Like, there's quite a few of those kind of things.
Oh yeah.
But what they did was they were like, okay, yeah, right, but we have like those serial killers who are like legit evil and stuff, and we're gonna have this guy who's like, I don't know, he's not evil. Like, I don't know how to say it. He's a serial killer, but he isn't like technically evil.
The thing is, he hunts down other serial killers.
Yeah.
And kills them.
And he does enjoy it,
Before
but
they
like it's I don't know. Maybe it's because he's kind of charming, but it's like his face. I love it, like when he smiles. It's fake, but also sincere. I don't know how he does it. It's amazing.
He's got that hot guy energy about him.
That hot guy energy,
When
that
he's
like
out hunting.
hot sincere guy energy. But then like this is what made me. This is what made me be afraid of men, because I'm like, oh, he has that hot guy sincere energy. Must be a serial killer.
Oh man, I
Must
do hope
be.
you wrap me up in that cellophane and kill me.
Yeah, probably. Like, I wouldn't mind at the time, but probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So
this is where we are.
afterwards, like, maybe this was the wrong decision.
Oh no, Ava, he's not morally gray. He murders people. But in a way, like, he does it with a reason. He doesn't do it just because he enjoys it.
He doesn't just kill random people. He kills like
And
bad people.
and I think why the show is great is because in comparison to all the actual like other serial killers in the show, he's a good guy. And because he's the one that hunts them down and kills them, it makes you sympathize with him because he appears to be a hero. In comparison. If you just had Dexter and nobody else, he's a psychopath. But you had Dexter and all of these other serial killers, and then Dexter's just like, oh, you thought we friends? Nah, I'ma kill you.
I mean,
like,
do you know the meme where it's like Sergeant Dokes and he's like constantly like looking at Dexter? Like, I didn't know where that was from, and then I saw it. I was, oh my god, that's where the meme is from.
I mean, on my channel we swear, Sheriff, so feel free. But the surprise, motherfucker, that meme, I was like, where's it from? And then when I saw it in Dexter, I literally like went, ah!
Yeah, like. The other day I was watching it with my roommates, and that scene came and I was like, oh my god, that's where it's from!
That's where it's from. I mean, Dexter is super memeable. Like, there's so many, like, other just memes from it, but that is the most famous meme. Like,
my friend sent me a video of, like, you know when Dexter narrates, and is, like, sort of, like, by himself and is, like, narrating? They sent me one where it's, like, just no narration, it's just him, and he just looks like a real weirdo.
Yeah, I mean, he is a real weirdo. Speaking about serial killers, my other favorite show, segue. Sorry, I don't know why I'm coughing. One sec. I'm gonna clear my throat real quick.
That's all good.
There we go. I muted on Twitch, but not on Discord, so you're welcome for that, Sheriff.
That's all good.
But yeah, another one of my favorite, like, I haven't seen it in years, but one of my favorite TV shows of all time is Hannibal.
Oh, Hannibal!
Because
I've seen the movie.
The movie is different. Okay. Buckle up. So the movie is very like faithful to the books. Okay, and Hopkins does an amazing job. My man is Hannibal Lecter to the T. Right. However, the TV show took a creative like from the beginning they were like, yeah, okay, we're based off of actually not the Hannibal books, of the Red Dragon, like the prequel. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go we're from the get-go. We're gonna take creative control. And they like I like when a show does that, when they say like they're based off of books, but they say we're taking creative control from the get-go. I hate it. Witcher, a show that claims to to be faithful to the books, which it is at first, and then it digresses. I'm like, no. Either do that from the get-go, where I'm like, I know where I'm getting into this, or be faithful to the fucking show. Another show that does well is, I think, Foundation. It's like, we're not going to be faithful to the books because the books are impossible to put on screen. So we're just going to take the world and run with it. And to be fair, they're doing a great job. So I'm like, all right, cool, fair enough. Right, side rant over. Hannibal. The beauty of it is the homoerotic subtext. My God, was it good? It was okay. The fangirl in me, all I need. It was like the 2012, right? It was the Sherlock era, where of course they had even the books themselves.
Of course, that's when the TV series Sherlock was on, wasn't it?
Yeah, everybody ships Sherlock and Watson. Yeah. It's just, even when the books came out, I'm sorry, but they were people who were shipping them back in the early Victorian era.
Oh, yeah.
I will die on this hill. fangirls always existed, okay? This always happens. Of course, sure, they're really good friends who live together and spend every moment together and who will die for each other.
They just kiss each other
Very good
goodnight.
friends.
There's nothing weird about
Nothing
it.
weird about it. They just sleep in the same bed and hug and like cry over each other's body. It's fine. They're just
They
bros,
just have
okay?
sex every now and then, okay? That's not weird.
That's not weird. That's no homo, right? So anyway,
I'm sick of it not being weird.
that whole entire like vibe of the early 2010s where you couldn't outright have gay main characters because the networks wouldn't take your script. It was pretty like nowadays people are spoiled. Like that's what they want. They want like main LGBTQ characters. They don't want like normal like straight characters. But back in those days, they were like, okay, the subtext is where it's at because we can have a show where we're like, will they, won't they? But they probably like we can have female love interests, but the main story like we can push any plot we want, and the fangirls will watch. And they were right. So Hannibal has that vibe because. Like, the story is, like, about Red Dragon, so obviously Will, I forgot his last name, but he is, like, this, profiler for the FBI, and he profiles serial killers because he can get into their mindset. Like, he can literally, he is an absolute empath. He can step into another person's shoes fully. And so whenever he goes to a crime scene, he knows how they think, because he becomes, like, but obviously, you know, he's,
crime scenes and
yeah,
stuff.
he is a little fucking insane, because, you know...
So is it basically the opposite of Dexter? He just eats his friends.
No. Let me explain. So Will, so Will is one of the main characters. It starts with him. He is part of the FBI, and he hunts serial killers by going to crime scenes and like everybody's like, oh, why is there a weird totem of body parts here? And Will comes up and does this like his mind thing, and he goes into the mind of the serial killer and explains why there's a totem because of like evidence around him. Anyway, just go with it. It works. But obviously because of that, it's hard for him to like go back to himself and like dissociate from this crazy mind. So he himself is a little bit insane. Again, he's never killed anyone so far. And he's you know, he's just been like he's a tortured soul, and I love that shit. But anyway, because he has been struggling, they are like, okay, you need to go to see a shrink. You really need to go see a psychiatrist, Will. And he's like, I'm fine. They were like, no, Will, you're sleepwalking. You're not fine. Please go see a psychiatrist. Yeah, like, we need you to carry on working. Oh, by the way, the guy from Matrix, Morpheus, I forgot his name. He is in this.
Oh, is he?
He's amazing. That's how I remember. I'm like, Morpheus is here. Oh shit. But anyway, so Will needs to go to see a psychiatrist, and guess who the psychiatrist is? Hannibal Lecter. But this is before anyone knew he's a serial killer. So he becomes a psychiatrist to Will, who is this FBI profiler. And I'm sorry, from like the moment they're both on screen, Mads Mikkelsen plays Hannibal Lecter. The sexual tension? Like, I think even the actors were confused by how, like, the scenes, like, if anybody else would play them, they seem normal. It's just the actors have, I don't know, the weird tension. From the get-go, like, Hannibal Lecter is obsessed with Will, but not for the reasons you think. It's because he understands that Will is the only person on the planet who can truly understand him and why he does what he does, because Will is an absolute empath. And so Hannibal starts with like, oh, okay, this guy is crazy, let me toy with him. To the point where he's like, yeah, then he goes into like, okay, I've been toying with him, but I genuinely enjoy his company, and out of anybody I've ever met, like, the problem with serial killers in that, like, in general, is like, nobody completely understands their vision, and he's like, Will is the one person on the planet with potential to understand my vision. Okay, I kind of want to get him on my side, but how do I do that? Because he's still, like, he has that moral compass. How do I get rid of that moral compass?
How do I
seduce him? Basically, how do I seduce this literally guy? Is the first season is how do I gaslight and seduce Will? And Will is at first like thinking, oh hey, I finally made a friend. This psychiatrist actually understands me, and he comes to crime scenes with me, and he's like, oh great. And then
he holds my hand.
Yeah, and then there's this thing of like, Will really is the first one who realizes Hannibal is like serial killer, but nobody believes him because Hannibal sets him the fuck up, and it's amazing. Like, oh, wow. So season 2 is great, but then. That's not even the most brilliant thing about the show. And I'm gonna try to say not in the spoiler because it is on Netflix and you should watch it. Season 3 is when they're like, okay, we're gonna cancel after season 3. And they're like, wait, but we had like, this was just the prologue. This was just Red Dragon. We were gonna do the rest of the books. And they were like, no, we're canceling because ABC, I don't know. They were like canceling it for some reason.
They decided to be dicks and save money.
Yeah, but the entire show. One more thing before I go to season 3 is the show is so aesthetically pleasing. As I mentioned before, the way it's filmed it's gory as hell. It's so gory. But the way it's filmed made me want to have a poster of like all of the crime scenes. Because
It was just artistic.
Yes! It's artistic gore. That's how I call it. It's artistic gore. And it's brilliant. This is by design. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing. Anyway, season 3, we were all like, okay, the writers knew it was gonna end. They knew they were gonna get cut short, and I think they were told like halfway through season 3, so they went, what? We were setting up so much okay, let's quickly rewrite this. And it does feel a little rushed at the end, but you're like, I get it, that works. But they went in a direction I would never think they would, because like the whole first 2 seasons is like in Red Dragon. Will is trying to catch Hannibal, and then Hannibal is like, you feel genuinely bad for him, because all he ever wanted was just to have like, to live with Will and their crazy murder daughter, I'll explain, with Will and their murder daughter in a cabin, but then Will had to be this morally fucking guy, and Hannibal's like, I wanted you to come with me, Will, I set everything up so we could all run away together, and Will is like, no, I'm gonna give you up to the police, and Hannibal's like, okay, then I guess I'm gonna have to shoot you and leave. And it was sad. Anyway, the entirety of season 2 was Will chasing Hannibal all over the globe, to catch him. Yeah, he became super obsessed with him. At first it was Hannibal obsessed with him. Now it's Will obsessed with Hannibal. Yeah. And in season 3, it culminated to a point he's still chasing him, but not to catch him. And I'm like, huh? What? They went full like, okay, we're ending the show. Will is chasing him because he's in love with him. Let's go. And we're like, and the ending is like, it's ambiguous, that's all I'm gonna say. It ends on an open ending. You're like, they could continue another season if they wanted to. Yeah. But it's also an ending in its own, and I was super satisfied with how it ended. I was like, nice. Oh, hi, Cappuccino, thank you. Thank you for the contribution. But yeah, so I cannot recommend it enough. But yeah, I feel like these, like, the serial killer shows that aren't like, the movie Dahmer that came out, like, it's not a documentary. It's... Yeah,
I heard about that. I didn't see it, but I heard like all the drama around it. I was like, oh yeah, I might give that one.
So by the way, the Sunny says that the fight scenes in Hannibal were great. They were really? Amazing. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah.
Have you seen a series called Mindhunter?
I've watched like the first 6 episodes of season 1, and I think it just went a little bit too slow for me.
It can be a bit of a slow one, but it is good when it gets going.
Okay, I'm gonna rewatch it then, because I think I started watching it like ages ago, and then like I alternate between my phase of I'm obsessed with K-drama and Chinese drama, which are like 90 episode, 1 hour each episode megaliths that I just hyper binge, and then suddenly I'm like, okay, I need to go back to Western stuff. But then, I don't know, it doesn't catch me as much, and I go back to the Chinese, and I forget about the Western stuff, and I'm like, I need to...
Yeah. They do have good stuff. Oh, I know. Have you seen Interview with a Vampire?
I've seen the movie, and I know the show is out. I need to watch it. It's on my list to watch on Netflix, because I hear...
It's so good!
I hear the acting is on
Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt!
Oh no, that movie was amazing. And like at the time when it came out, it had like, I mean, the book is just, it's just right up my alley. Gay vampires? Yes, please. Yeah. Yes, please. Gay vampires, gay vampire drama, gay vampire, give me.
Movie's gonna make me gay.
Give me gay vampire drama. It's perfect. But like the TV show that came out, I also hear amazing reviews. Like they went a little more creative. Like, as I said, it's okay. These days, it's okay not to go completely by the book. But they did it. It's like, you need to respect the original material, and as long as you respect it, you can do your creative thing. Like, again, I feel like Bridgerton, to me, feels like, yeah, I look at the costumes, and I'm a big of a costume buff, and I'm like, these are not, you would not have these fabrics, this is not the cut, and this is not right.
Actually...
Yeah, but they got the Austen level drama well. Like, I know it's based off of books. I have not read the books, but like I've read Jane Austen, and the way, like, the convoluted, like, actually technically nothing happens in the book, but a lot of stuff happens. But technically nothing happens, and that's Bridgerton, and I love it. That's okay as well to do. Yeah. So yeah, Cappuccino. Yeah.
Have you met Jane Austen?
What?
I have.
I'm
I
sorry?
went to her house.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay. I was like,
Uh,
she dead, bro.
in a
I was for a
in
second, I was like, is he
in
delusional? I don't know how to tell him she's dead.
in Bath, there's like
I know.
a museum dedicated to her, which is like her old house, I think.
Yeah,
And
actually,
it's like
yeah.
there are actors there that like role play the movies and scenarios, and they
Oh,
talk to you in character. I'm like, oh wow, this is really cool.
I don't think Jane Austen visits Sylfania's neck of the woods. That's right, Cappuccino. That's right. Oh yeah, if you wanna bring up the chat from Twitch, Sheriff, so you can answer some stuff if you see any
Oh yeah,
cool
sure.
things. Because like I'm looking at it, but also I cannot multitask. But yeah,
Oh, Cappuccino, hello.
yeah, Cappuccino's been in the chat for a bit. So what was I saying? Yeah, I actually walked past the house because we were in Bath for like a conference and we had 2 hours before our train, and we were like, let's walk on the hottest day of the year. That's when I got a biggest sunburn
Always
in
the most
Bath.
fun day of the year.
Yeah, it was. I don't know why we did that, but hey, I walked past her house twice, but never went in. Didn't have the time. But yeah, no. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, it's okay to respect the source material, but naturally, if you wanna, you're a writer, right? You're a showrunner. You wanna add your creative thing in it. Go for it. Like, but Hannibal, like to me, Hannibal does it in such a good way. Like the original Hannibal is fantastic, and this show is its own thing, and it's also fantastic. But they took the same characters and changed them a little bit, and I'm like,
that's
great,
really good.
yeah. So definitely put that on your watch list. I will put Interview with the Vampire, the TV series, out there because I think like they went with TV series, they had a lot more time to develop the characters.
I've only seen the movie. I've not seen the series.
I've not seen them as well. They're quite new. I think they came out like either the beginning of this year or the end of last year, and it only came to Netflix like a month ago.
Yeah.
Before it was like on Paramount or something. I don't know. It was gate locked, but by some streaming service.
Yeah.
But these days, I feel like if you have Netflix, if you have like Amazon Prime, and you, I don't know, for me, I have Now TV. Those three cover literally the majority of any TV series or movie we want to watch. Like, if it goes off of Prime, it goes onto Netflix. If it goes off of Netflix, it goes onto Now TV. If it goes off of Now TV, it goes onto Prime. And I'm like, it's there.
Pick a lane.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, between me and my boyfriend, we'll kind of like pay for those three, and it's like we have never needed to like rent or buy a movie for the last like 5 years.
Me and my roommate share like subscriptions, so like I pay for the Netflix and they pay for Disney Plus, and then someone else pays for Amazon Prime. And it's just like we don't need to watch TV anymore because we've just got all these.
Nobody watches TV anymore. I mean, sometimes.
About TV.
Yeah. Also, Cappuccino says that she's a fan of the original Interview with the Vampire, so was worried about the TV show, but it was great. So, okay, Cappuccino, if it's got
the Cappuccino seal of approval,
we're watching it.
Like.
It's happening. Amazing, stunning.
I think I've watched you this before, Sylfania, but I can't remember the answer. If you could put your character Sylfania into any TV, movie, or book, what would you put your character in?
Oh, this is a tough one. Any TV series, movie, or book. Or
Henry
book.
Cavill? Oh yeah, or book.
Oh Jesus. Okay, I would have different answers for them because.
All right, let's do one for book, one for TV series, and one for movie. How about that?
Okay, I gotta think about that. Hold on. Movie. I feel like Lord of the Rings.
I could see you in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Like, the elves are cool, but I'd be like, I'm cool and not snooty.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cool and I'm a drunk. Like, Aragorn would be out there drinking, and then there's me stumbling around like, what? Are we killing orcs? Cool. Stab. Like, alright, gotta shoot a bitch. Blame. just like because the elves are too, like, I know Tolkien wrote them like these almost godlike Welsh people.
Yeah,
you love the Welsh.
Basically, that's
godlike Welsh people. And I'm like, yeah, but the Welsh drink and they shag chic, so why not? Just
exactly. When in Wales.
Exactly. I'm like, can we have, like, I know the Hobbit series tried that a little bit, but there's still, like, I know they're ethereal, but it would be so funny if, like, this ethereal elf got drunk and then had to, like, stumble. But was still competent in the battlefield, but it's just, like, a drunkard. Because they live so long and they're so depressed. I'm like, this would be great. So yeah, I would be Lord of the Rings for sure. Also, elves in Lord of the Rings have like the dopest houses. I'm not gonna lie.
That is true. They've got the best architecture.
And not only like there's 3 different like groups of elves. I think there's like wood elves, there's the high elves, and there's like the Mirkwood elves. But all of them have dope housing. Like, I would love to be one of them, man. So for movies, it's that. For TV series, this is hard. This is hard.
What's your TV series? What would you be?
Oh God. I mean,
you like the Rings of Power?
I've not seen it.
I only watched the first few episodes. I couldn't really get into it.
Yeah, I've never seen it because it came out with House of Dragon, and I started watching House of Dragon, and I heard that Rings of Power was horrible.
Was good.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. Like, I was watching House of Dragon, and I'm waiting for the new season. Like, it picks up, okay? It picks up. It takes a little bit of time because it's new lore, but the lore makes sense, okay? And the story gets like pretty juicy. Not as juicy as Game of Thrones, but pretty juicy.
But it's still juicy.
Juicy in its own way. It's juicy in its own way. And there's obligatory nudity, incest, and dragons. So we're good. It's the same formula. But like I would say it's not revolutionary, but it's a solid TV show. Comparatively, because it came out exactly at the same time as Rings of Power, I've never got to see it because the moment it came out, I went on Twitter and everybody was bashing it, and I was like, you know what? Yeah. I'm gonna stick with House of Dragon. But I would say TV show. Okay, there's a little secret here. I read a lot of fan fiction. That's not a secret. I read a lot of fan fiction.
Oh, yeah.
And I always, like, when I listen to a song, I always make an original character, and I place them in, like, the setting of a TV show, of a book, of whatever I'm reading, just for funsies. I'm like, what would this character interact with the main characters like?
Yeah, like, how would they...
Yeah, I never do it, like... I never be like, oh, they're gonna become the main character of the story. But I'm always like, so many characters, I'm like, oh, what if this type of character was, like, in Harry Potter books? How would they interact with Harry Potter? How would they interact with Hermione? What would happen? Like, what if this was, like, a type, like, I found these, like, Chinese wuxia have their own type of magic. I'm like, what if there was, like, a Chinese wuxia school that came on the fourth book, and they all had, like, they were part of this cup. Like, they have a completely different style of magic. What would happen then? Like, my brain just goes places like that. And so I do this a lot of, like, putting characters into the worlds, but I never put Sylfania into the world. I'm making character specific for that world. But if I had to put me into a world of TV shows, I mean, obligatory has to be Supernatural. Fucking love that show.
Oh,
that show it's a menagerie, and like, it's okay. An elf from a D&D world can totally be an episode of Supernatural. Like, I came out of the screen and now they have to put me back in or something. I don't know. It's normal. Sam and Dean have to go do something crazy again. Like, this is something like I would definitely want to put myself in there just for Sam and Dean to be like, it's a fucking elf. And I'm like, yes. So, but I guess it's hard. I don't know. TV show. Where would elves make sense? That's the problem. Like,
that is the thing. Where would you see an elf in a TV show? It's obviously got to be a fantasy show.
Yeah, but like the TV shows, like after Lord of the Rings, nothing really stuck.
Yeah, nothing really.
I would say The Witcher if Henry Cavill was still in it, but he's not anymore, so no.
Nah, he's no longer in that.
No longer relevant. Oh my god. Let me think about the movies, but books. For sure. I would, just for shits and giggles, would want to be in the world of, like, what? I'm not even sure which one, but one of my, like, Chinese danmei novels. Simply because they don't really have elves. They have immortals. Yeah. They have immortal practitioners. Who are technically, like, they're demigods. And they have demons, but they don't have elves. So I could just be like, oh, I'm immortal too, I just have pointy ears. That's fine.
Yeah. And
I don't use a sword, I use a bow. And they actually use, like, they have practitioners who use bows in those, like, it is like an anime, it's fucking cool. So I can't pick one of them, because all of those worlds are great. But definitely into, like, a different genre. Like, transmigrate me into a different genre, I guess. The question would go right back at you, and you have about 4 minutes before ads, where I'm gonna go and pet the dog, because that was requested 27 minutes ago.
Okay.
Where would you put yourself?
Alright, so if I had to put myself in a movie, it would have to be in the Dollars trilogy, with Clint Eastwood, all the cowboys running around.
Yeah.
Like, because when I was growing up, those were, like, my favorite movies growing up. I don't watch loads of westerns.
Oh my
or at
god,
least
a Western
not
like a
anymore.
British Western cowboy. That'd be so
I know.
funny. They'd be like, "What are you doing here, partner?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm from a hoity-toity. I'm from England." And everybody's like, "What?"
Isn't it? We're here to take America back.
Yes. Oh my god.
Listen,
Sorry.
you can't steal
Continue.
it from us.
I'm sorry I interrupted you. Continue.
No, that's all good. But yeah, I think that's what I would probably do. I'd like to put myself in that sort of like world. It's a very dark and gritty world, so in a way, it's not very beneficial to me. But
Oh
I
no.
reckon I could get by pretty easy. TV show. I've got loads of TV shows I love. I think one of my number one favorite TV shows is Lost. Have you seen Lost?
I did, unfortunately.
I love
I got
Lost.
hooked on it when I was in high school.
Oh,
So
it's
my
so
friend
good.
was watching Prison Break. I was watching Lost, and then our
Prison
other friend.
Break was awesome too.
I've not seen Prison Break, but I heard so much about her like simping for one of the main characters. So I'm like, I don't need to know more. I've heard enough. Girl, you've just given me too much. You oversold it to me. But I was watching Lost, and so was she, but she was not as into it. And then our friends who were guys were watching Breaking Bad. So I was like,
Typical.
yeah.
You know what? My favorite character in Lost was Sawyer. Who's your favorite character?
Sawyer, is that the bald guy?
No, he's the blonde dude. He's the con artist.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, I haven't seen Lost, I haven't even talked about Lost for 10 years, so bear with me.
So good.
I think my favorite guy was the bald dude. I remember him because out of everybody, he was he had that cultist energy, which I vibe with.
He had this weird magical energy of just wander off.
Not magical.
Right,
he was a full on cultist, and I was vibing with it. I was like, please make him a villain and try to eat these people, and it never happened, and I was disappointed.
Yeah, what I loved about that show was it wasn't. Oh, I mean, technically the main character was Jack, Kate, and Sawyer.
Jack and Kate were boring. Okay, I'm sorry.
I know they were boring. I didn't like Kate. I kind of liked her, but at the same time, I was like. The only reason
I gave a shit about Jack was because he was a doctor, was it? And at the time, my parents were still there, and they were really talking lots of medicine, and I was into medical stuff. So I was watching House at the same time. So I was like, oh yes, I was not at the same time, but I was watching House, and I was like, great, I'm a doctor who's a main character. I'm like, what if my mom ended up in an island? She'd probably just whip everybody into shape. This guy's a pussy. And after a second episode, I'm like, he does not seem like a surgeon. I'm sorry. I've lived all my life around surgeons, and they're literally they will have the military if you have a surgeon walk into a military base, anybody military commander would shit themselves comparatively to
I have the most seniority.
No, it's not even seniority. I think it's the chutzpah. They have this thing of they are unfazed. Okay, they do not give a shit. The drill surgeons only know how to yell. A proper medical surgeon can command a room by walking in and being like, I need this. The nurse will bring the person here. You don't, he dies, so shut the fuck up and do your job. And they will not do it, they'll do it without screaming. And you're like, oh my god, the power.
Yeah.
The power. So I was like, okay, Jack is gonna whip all of these assholes into shape. And that's not what happened. I was like, okay, he's the wet blanket. Okay, cool. How does he do his job?
All right, Jack, I'll get your dad died. All right, calm down.
And every time he had that stupid face when he was not confused, but confounded by something. It was like, huh?
Yeah, he had a bit of a weird look, didn't he?
I was like,
I didn't really like it.
I was just like, bro, you're on an island. There's a bunch of people. Go do your job.
You survived a plane crash.
I'm like, this is not the most surprising thing you probably have seen in an ER. Relax. You're so confused for no reason. But yeah, which book would you go into?
Book. I'm a huge fan of War of the Worlds.
You sure want to be in that universe?
It's not a universe I would really want to be in though, because I'd either be taken out by the heat ray or I'll be eaten.
Yeah.
Oh god. I have recently been reading Sherlock Holmes, the story or different stories of Sherlock Holmes have been quite interesting. But my level of deduction and problem-solving skills are on not on a Sherlock Holmes or a Columbo level. It's on a Scooby-Doo level.
Hey, do you know where I think you would do great? I mean, this is I've been reading this book. Like, I don't fit into many places 'cause elf, you know. But
Yeah.
you though, I think you'd fit really well because there is a book series, obviously gay. Like, what else? I don't read anything else.
Hey,
Just gonna put it
anything
out
wrong with
there.
it?
But the story is like it has like it's about in the Victorian era, but in the U.S.
Oh,
And it
really?
is based in the town of Widdershins, where the Miskatonic University is, like on the seaside.
Oh,
And it's based on like like heavily
I
inspired by
was gonna say that
Lovecraftian horror.
I know Miskatonic. It's Lovecraftian stuff.
Yeah, but like it's heavily
Yeah.
inspired by Lovecraftian horror, but it's like it stays creative by not borrowing too much. But the story is about this like university, no sorry, museum. I guess he's a professor, but he's quite young, you know, for a professor. But even then, he's a linguist, so he translates. He knows like 16 languages, and half of them are dead.
Yeah.
But he's not like Indiana Jones level. He is inept in physical stuff. He's a professor, okay. You're like as an academic, I'm like, yes, this is the vibe. I feel you. And basically, they're one of his like story starts with like the first book is like one of his colleagues. No, what was it? That was second book when one of his colleagues murdered his own father. Like something happens and there is an investigation that needs to happen.
Yeah.
And like a Pinkerton, because at the time Pinkertons were like a big thing.
Yeah, they were
comes
like,
comes in to like help investigate because he's like a private detective who just moved to Widdershins, and those two have to investigate these crimes, but the crimes are occult in the nature, and obviously the professor knows dead languages so he can read all of this occult shit, and the Pinkerton has first-hand experience with occult shit because he almost died to it, and so they have this like dark past and stuff, and they fall in love and everything's great. But also this is the one book series where I'm like, oh, these two have a moment, they're talking, okay, something horrible happens. Like I'm like, give them a break. Can they please just go on a date without somebody dying? Yeah. God. And like the fact that they like in the Victorian era have to pretend to like just be roommates.
yeah.
And then they have a female friend who is like the one female professor in this she's not a professor, she is a professor. She's a doctor, sorry. So she has a PhD and she's a like an archaeologist, an Egyptian archaeologist, so she's a professional archaeologist, but specifically for Egypt. And everybody calls her Miss Putnam, and she always corrects them. It's doctor, because they like, oh, but you're just doing this job to get married, right? And she's like she's the type that takes a gun, goes in the desert, shoots like coyotes and stuff. She's cool, okay? And she's the best friend of the professor, and she's like, she finds out about the two of them like in the first book, and immediately is like, I don't give a shit. Like it's the coolest. Like she's the best like female supporting character I've ever seen. She's amazing. And the books are quite well like it feels like an action movie. It feels like Indiana Jones with cult elements. Like heavy occult shit, and there's like Cthulhu makes an appearance in here.
Oh wow.
Well, he's not called Cthulhu, he's called the Watcher in the Deep. But we know it's Cthulhu.
Yeah, we know who it is.
Yeah. So like the entire like series has out of all the I'm only on the fifth book. So so far we have undead Egyptian pharaohs, Cthulhu, an Egyptian queen of jackals who tries to resurrect an ancient dark god.
As you do on a typical Sunday night.
Bug aliens in a mountain eating people. And transplanting their brains and controlling them as puppets. Like this is kind of a bunch of sorcerers from England come in and like, you know, and there's like sorcerer versus sorcerer fighting. Like this is pretty cool. Like the entire
major
major collab. But like the entire series, it's very it has that Lovecraftian feel, but it doesn't have that level of darkness. It still has that like the main characters are going to be fine because they have plot armor kind of, and there's still romance in this, and you know there's jokes and it's kind of funny. It is smutty though, but hey, one thing about it is because it's kind of like the entire book feels like a detective mystery, and you only find out what's going on in like the last 10 chapters.
Okay.
So it does feel like a Sherlock Holmes mystery, and it is around the same time as Sherlock Holmes, but it is in the US. So I'm thinking your character, where I was going with this for like the last 20 minutes, your character as a sheriff would kind of fit really well in the like universe of Lovecraftian monsters, but you're like the first man on the scene, and this Pinkerton comes up, and there's the sorcerer, and you're just like, yeah, man, I'm ready to believe in the
It's like,
occult, and I'm
man,
just
I don't believe any of this occult stuff, and then suddenly something happens like, oh my god, it's real.
it's real. And then I think your character would be really cool with these two being together, and you're like, I don't care, you saved the world, great, you do you, booze. And you'd be an amazing friend to the main characters. I feel like you'd really fit in there.
Oh, I'll give
Um,
that a read. What was it called again?
okay, if you're up for reading it, it's on my Goodreads. It's the
Oh, it's on your
Widdershins.
good read.
Yeah, it's
The what,
Widdershins.
sorry?
It's like 11 books. I'm only 5 books in. Jesus. If the
Hey,
steamy
don't
steam.
worry.
Okay, one thing I'm gonna tell you. Something about
Yeah.
unfortunately, the gay media, as we call it, the gay books media. While the plot in a lot of them is non-existent and is trashy, there's so much trash out there, you have no idea. Anything
Oh
you see
yeah.
on Amazon with a weird like werewolf or omega or alpha bullshit, like that shit is just porn with a cover, okay? It's just porn and text. Don't bother, it is trash. But
Okay.
in the trash, there are some gems of writers who
That
are like, they could have just written this without any romance, but they decided to add the spice in, and you're like,
yeah.
thank you.
They just want to add that level of spice.
And
Just a hint.
yeah, and the
Not too much,
book would
not
be
too
great.
little.
It just, even without that, it like the plot itself holds its own, but the romance makes it that much better. Unfortunately, the majority of them, definitely 1 or 2 chapters of those books are, it's basically porn in text form, and it's pretty graphic. So if it makes you uncomfortable, just giving you a fair warning here, because it does not make me uncomfortable. I read that shit on the tube. I don't care if anybody looks over my shoulder.
Hey, write this down, Chad. Okay, Jeff? Write it down.
I don't care.
This is-
I don't care. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but fuck off. Like, I'm not gonna judge what you read. But I'm
Don't
giving
you,
you fair warning,
trying to read
Sheriff.
this hot, intense scene over here.
Oh god, especially like audiobooks of this. I'm in the lab and I'm like in the middle of pathetic. I'm like, oh, shit's getting spicy. And then somebody's trying to talk to me. I'm like, let me listen to my porn. God damn it.
Oh god, I've had that when I've been on the tube. I do like to listen to like radio dramas and stuff.
Mm.
And like there was one I was listening to recently. I forgot what it was called, but there was like an intimate scene which I wasn't expecting.
Uh-huh.
And then it was like playing. I was like sitting on the tube. I was like, oh my god, I hope no one can hear this.
No, they can't. But like, imagine if somebody
Yeah.
accidentally like Bluetooths into your phone.
Yeah, it's like
Whoop.
great stuff, guys.
No, I've
You don't
learned.
understand. Some serious stuff has happened.
I've learned if you listen or read enough of it, your face just does not change. Like, I can be listening to the smuttiest scene you've ever seen and just be standing there looking like I'm bored, waiting for the tube to get to my station. It's experience, Sheriff. But anyway, all I'm saying is like in the entire book, that would say there'd be maybe half a chapter 3 times or 2 times in like 300-page book. So overall it'd be like a chapter of this, and the rest of it is like the romance that is non-graphic, but it's there. And but it's something that comes with the genre. It's something that even though you read a really good book, you have to deal with it. It's happening. But you can skip it. Like once you get to it, you see where the scene is going.
I'm not skipping it.
All right, there we go, Sheriff. Again,
I'll read it on stream if I have to.
I'm trying to be sensitive, okay? Because I understand not everybody is as rotten as I am. So
It's
I'm
too late for them.
Yeah, no, I'm trying, but I feel like a lot of these unfortunate, like, amazing plot lines are gate locked behind, some people can't get over, like, okay, I'm okay with gay romance, but don't give me, like, full gay porn, please. So, like, I can't handle that. And I'm like, well, if you know which chapter it's in, you can kind of skip it. And as long as you're okay with the romance, the story will be okay. Because a lot of these can be, like, adapted to screen. Sans the you can just fade to black on those scenes and move on to the next. And honestly, most of these books, when the smex happens, you just fade to black. And if you revert from that, like, the plot doesn't have anything to do with it. Unless unless something happens during, and there's a few books where it's plot relevant, but I'm saying as a genre, sometimes it feels jarring because you have this like, okay, so we're in the middle of this Saharan desert, we're being chased by undead jackals and this undead queen who's trying to resurrect somebody, and we're trying to survive this literally, like, I've read this last time, like a week ago, like, we're trying to survive this sandstorm and we don't have enough water and we're stuck in this tent. We're stuck in the tent.
No.
And you're like, okay.
I dropped my other tent have my sleeping bag, and we're gonna have to share now.
I know, and then like because they have to like they only had 2 sleeping bags and it was 4 people, so their female friend went with like this other guy in one of them, and these 2 went into the other one, and then they just have a bit of fun, and then after that they get up and carry on with their day, and you're like, that did not need to be there, but I'm thankful it was because it was fun. But apart from that, like it sometimes feels like, okay, that came out of nowhere, but sure. Whatever. The plot is good. I'm curious how they're gonna stop this undead Jackal Queen. Let's go. Tell me more. And to be fair, the I don't know. There's something. I find a lot of. Maybe it's just me, but a lot of like TV shows, like I found Harry Potter was a little like even when I was reading it, like these people have magic, okay? They have superpowers, but a lot of the situations they get themselves into are so frustrating because you're like, you could solve this by doing this, you fucking moron! Like
you could have just done this insert random magic spell that you learned in class one day and be done
that
with
would
it.
solve your problem. Or like, why are you shitting yourself? You can create fireballs, you dumbass. Like, I'm just sitting there like, you are a god. Just behave like one. But in these books, like, they make the rules for magic casting and sorcery and like, especially this series. But I mean, other books I've read in this genre, they make the rules where if you're OP, you're OP. And you use it.
Yeah.
Okay? You just walk in and you're like, I'm the biggest motherfucker here. And you're like, yes, this is satisfying. Or if the magic is hard to cast and there's like a price to pay, they debate, should I do this? Like for the sorcery here, like every time he casts it, there was this like, I mean, not to spoil, there was this one book where he actually has a big affinity with water, and every time he casts a magic spell with water or controlling water, he started getting weird fucking eldritch voices in his ears, and I'm like, okay, there's a trade-off.
That's quite. It's good when they do that trade-off.
Yeah, and you're just like, okay, so he can fucking, he's surrounded by water because Widdershins is on the like the ocean or the sea. So my dude can like do whatever he's got here, but every time he does it, he gets closer and closer to madness. So he's like, should I not? Maybe I should stop, but then also I need to do it, as otherwise me and my friends will die. And you're like, yes, give me that juicy dilemma. And I don't know, it's just something extremely satisfying about those books. It feels like it's the people who watched TV shows and read books the entirety of their life and felt dissatisfied and said, you know what? I'm going to write a book where the characters are not going to be... Yeah.
I'm going to write my own steamy novel.
Exactly, where the characters aren't going to be stupid, where they're going to be adults, where they're not going to be, bullshit misunderstandings. When if misunderstandings happen, they're actual misunderstandings that could happen between people. Okay?
Yeah.
If these 2 people are fighting, it's not because, oh my god, I saw you with that woman over there. It's more of a, oh my god, I don't want an eldritch monster to inhabit your body. Can you please stop casting magic? And the dude's saying no. And you're like, you're like,
I want more.
Like, okay, fair enough. That is a good concept for fighting. And then honestly, they just make up in like the next chapter, and you're like, this is so satisfying. My god. Like, I never feel frustrated with these books. They're just so easy to read. It's amazing. Yeah. And then there's another writer, my god, who is fantastic. I think she, like, her linguistic skill is... I've never seen a better use of like allegory and metaphor. Like she's probably an English major. Like it shows. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
But she's the type to, I don't know, like I'm not fazed by much. But when I'm reading her books, I have to pause a few times and be like, this is triggering me. I need a minute. This is too much. Like
I need to take a step back.
When I say she puts her characters through a ringer, and characters struggle, that woman is like, okay, let me take them into Hellraiser territory for like the entirety of the book. And to the point where with her, she always gives them a happy ending. Okay, she always gives them a happily ever after. I know she does. But about like 2/3 through the book, you're reading and you're like, I cannot see how this would happen. Like, it would need a miracle.
How? Yeah. Like, there's no way out of this. You're screwed either way.
Literally, I was reading a book and one of the main love interests was dead. Like half the book, and I was like,
oh my god!
I was like, how, what? And I'm not gonna spoil it, but she managed to wrap it up, and I'm like, I'm so confused. Or like a lot of the time things happen, and you're like, oh god, this is so dangerous. I hope this doesn't happen. And guess what happens? The thing you hope it doesn't. It's the Game of Thrones effect
Yeah.
of like I've been traumatized enough to know that this is not safe, and you are
Yeah.
right. It's not safe. None of her characters are safe. And yeah, as I said, the happily ever after happens in the last chapter, and right before the last chapter, there's always a threat of everybody's gonna die, everybody's gonna die, and worse, death would be
Yeah.
an easy way out for
You're
real.
all fucked.
Yeah, my god, but her writing is like impeccable. I've been at the edge of my seat. I remember reading 3 of her books in a row. Each one was about a 50-hour audiobook, and I listened to them in like a
Holy
week
shit.
because I
That's
just couldn't.
really good.
I could not stop. They were so good.
Are
Um,
you allowed to listen to like audiobooks and things with your work?
I'm
Or like
when I'm doing
is it
like I'm fine.
sort of every now and then?
No, I mean most of the time, I guess if I'm doing something new and I need to pay attention, or I'm doing math, I cannot do anything when I'm doing math. I
Yeah.
turn it off. I do the math, but then most of my job is like, okay, I have this plan. This plan is written on my notebook. I've done all the math before I start. I've done all the stuff before I start. Okay, now I just need to pipette this here, take 200 ml of this, put it in here, autoclave this, move this into centrifuge, wait 2 hours, move this here, which are the very like basic tasks that I've been doing
Yeah.
for 12 years. I have practice. I know what I'm doing. The new stuff, I might like turn off the audiobook and pay attention for like 10 minutes with like the new
Yeah.
step. But a lot of the steps I do are repetitive tasks that do not require that much attention. So I usually
Oh.
put up like either an audiobook. Audiobook is better because then my eyes and hands are free.
Yeah.
But sometimes I even put like a full on like TV series on my phone, and do it. Um, yeah. So I mean, it doesn't interfere with my work so far. Um. Oh hi, Esther. What? Guess what? I don't know what
Oh,
he's gonna
yeah.
do. No, there's somebody in chat who asked, "Hey Sylph, guess what?" And I'm like, "What?" um.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'm wondering about. I don't know what you do for work. I know if you don't want to share, that's fine. But like, does reading audiobooks or watching movies affect your
Uh
work?
I can't listen to stuff at my work. On lunch break I can. I work in the sort of medical areas or
Hmm.
medical area. And yeah. In my life I've done a lot of like medical work both in like NHS publicly and privately and yeah, stuff like that really.
Okay, that's it. I mean, as I said, you can keep it as vague as you like. It's more like for me, it's absolutely not a problem listening. Like most
Yeah.
people have headphones in the lab, unless you're like in a meeting. That don't do that.
Oh yeah, it
uh,
might not be the best option to be
but
unless you go like,
I'm
you're
not gonna
not gonna
lie.
guess what have just happened,
During
guys.
a boring meeting, I have opened up a Kindle on my phone and started reading because I was
I'll
just
have you.
bored as fuck. And like at some point, you reach a point where you don't care. You just don't
But yeah,
care.
I mean, sometimes you wonder when you're in meetings, like, why am I here?
Yeah, a lot of the meetings you're like, okay, I've tuned in for this. Now it's the stuff I don't give a shit about. It's gonna be that for at least an hour. I have my phone and a Kindle, and I can keep my phone under the table and fucking read it. I'll just do that. Like, but you
So
don't
yeah,
listen or watch anything. Like, you're still listening technically,
yeah,
and you can
you're
tune
you're
in if you
there
need to.
you're there in
You're there in spirit.
body and spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, in the lab, I feel like you have your own little reign. Um, oh, we've just been told that Teen Titans is getting a season 6. I've not seen the original Teen Titans. I don't know if it's good or not. So
I've not seen the original either.
I hear it's actually like for children's animation, it's quite good. It's on the same
There's
level as like the Batman the series, like the original
okay.
series. Like,
Yeah.
but by the means of like the animation, the animators don't treat you like a child when you're watching it, but they're also not
Yeah.
doing things that are like invincible level graphic. It's
Yeah.
like
Their stories are a lot more grounded, sort of
yeah,
thing.
it's I'd say it's a fine line between Vox Machina and Mighty Nine, an invincible level of adult. And then there is an Adult Swim level of adult, and then there is
Yeah.
the Teen Titans and Batman and Gargoyles. Gargoyles was a great show. Like I've seen a few episodes and I was into it, as a
Oh,
kid. Um, yeah, but
Gargoyles.
I'm happy for you,
Let me
Astro.
look that up.
Yeah, I'm happy for you. How long has it been
Gar-
between season 5 and season 6, if you don't mind me asking? I'll just wait until. Yeah.
I know you like fantasy stuff, Sylfania,
Oh
but
yeah.
do you like do, do you like superheroes and stuff like that, or not really your bag?
I do. I do. I think since like watching Marvel, um, I like going through the Marvel universe with like all the movies and the TV series and everything. I'm in the process of trudging through it. Some are good, some are bad. Some I'm really enjoying. Like I superbly enjoyed the original like Daredevil,
Oh yeah.
and I really liked the first half of Jessica Jones season 1. The second
Oh
half
yeah,
was
yeah.
mid. The first half was
I
actually scary, and I was like, oh shit.
yeah, I thought I did like when I got halfway through, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit bored now. Like I really enjoyed David Tennant in it. It was fun to
Oh
see him as
yeah.
a bad guy.
But it's not even that. I feel like the Defenders, which was like the mix between all three, was surprisingly good. Like I
Oh, was
feel like
it?
yeah, I feel like the one problem was the Iron Fist was kind like the TV series was kind of mid. But unfortunately,
Yeah.
to be able to watch the Defenders, you have to have watched the Iron Fist because the main baddie is from Iron Fist. But the
Okay.
Defenders, I feel like with him, with like Iron Fist on his own, he cannot carry the show. But with him being a part of a cast with Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage was a great fucking show, okay? I'm just gonna
Yeah.
put it down there. Harlem? Fuck yeah. And like, I don't know, it felt like, to me as a white girl, I don't know how authentic it was, but to me it felt like this show was not made for me. It was not made for me. I have the privilege of watching it and
Hmm.
enjoying the culture, but I will never get the references. I will never get any of this. It was not made for me, but it was made well, and so I'm watching it and I'm enjoying it. Like Luke Cage was a great show. Um,
As long as you have fun with it, that's the main
no,
thing.
that's what I mean. Like it was refreshing how much of like
Hmm.
it wasn't written. You can see it wasn't written by a white writer in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It was
It was
it was
definitely a
written
different
for
one.
its audience, and it was written well, and it was done in like in Harlem as well. Like it was made for a particular. I don't know. I don't know. It felt great to me. Like it felt really
Yeah.
interesting because I don't see much of that kind of media, where
Hmm.
I come from. So I was just like, yeah. Oh my god, the last season ended 19 years ago for Teen Titans, and it's finally coming out season 6.
19 years ago. Holy shit.
I know.
That is a long time.
Hey Zeus, how you doing? Zeus says, "Hey Sheriff."
Hello.
Heh. But yeah, what were we talking about? Listen, I was worried. Okay, honestly, for this roundtable, I was worried. I was like, okay, let's start with a topic,
Okay.
and then we're gonna have audience maybe suggest one-word themes, and it's been an hour and a half, and we haven't shut up. It was great.
We've been talking about TV series, Dexter, Hannibal,
Books,
books. Yep, your
gay books.
exclusive intermediate books with a lot of sexual themes.
Always ends up going there, y'all. Unfortunately, Zeus, you can't yeet Sheriff. The yeet only works on my model because I set it up and mix it up, and Sheriff is not in the VTube studio. Unfortunately, no
My
yeeting.
oh, unfortunately, is too heavy to yeet.
True. No, it's because I've just been yeeted. Because the Vulcan, every time he comes into my chat, he yeets me. So, hold on. Okay, I'm back.
Good work, Vulcan.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the question. He really loves that redeem. It took me a long time to figure out how to make it work. I had to watch like 3 YouTube videos that were like 40 minutes long to like figure out how to do it.
Oh, really? It's not bloody hell.
Because my brain just could not turn on. Like it was a bunch of commands you had to do, and it was like they had to be in sequence, and you had to double check that it's working. And I was like, oh. But once I did it, I was like, all the other redeems and commands, I was like, this is easy comparing to the yeet command.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, you know Sylfania, your sort of anime character, or you, basically.
Yes.
What inspired it?
So that's actually quite interesting because,
Yeah.
I played.
Tell us.
Yeah, I played Warcraft for a long time, and I played Warcraft for longer than I streamed, longer than I played other games. It was like the very first video game I've ever played was Lara Croft, and then the second video game was when I watched. You know when you're a kid and you're not allowed to have a computer or a PlayStation, you watch other people play and you're like, I wish I could play this game. To me, it was Warcraft. It was Wrath of the Lich King,
Yeah.
and one of my older, like, I would be staying over my mom's friend's house, and their older kid would be playing Warcraft. and I'd just watch him play and really enjoying
Yeah.
it. So the moment I was able to do it, I like played on free servers because again, my parents wouldn't let me buy a subscription. But they had so many bugs and quests that I stopped doing it until I finally like turned 18, got a laptop, was like, fuck it, buying a Warcraft subscription.
Yeah.
And so I've been playing Warcraft for a long, long time, and Dragon Age. And both of those things have elves. And elves in Dragon Age are like the suppressed race. It's like the complete opposite of Tolkien
So it's
elves.
the exact opposite of Tolkien.
Yeah, it's the Witcher elves, okay? The well, elves are slaves now, kind of thing.
Oh no.
But also elves are like, well, they're the OG inhabitants of the world as well, and like it's very, now that I think about it, it's very Witcher-esque, Dragon Age.
Yeah.
But it had really cool lore about the elves. And Warcraft as well. My first character was a blood elf hunter named Sylfania, and I still play her. And so I was like, okay, I love elves in all shapes and forms. The Warcraft character, I always like this bob, the hair in a bob is like a signature hairstyle in World of Warcraft that my character had for like years and still does. I don't know, it's my favorite hairstyle. And so I decided to like the hair, and there's this outfit that's like a green ranger in Warcraft that I really liked, the transmog. And so I looked at them and I said, right, this is a bit too, like, I don't like the blood elf long ears and the eyebrows, okay? I was like, a bit much. But the first time I dressed up as Sylfania was when I did cosplay. So I cosplayed at Sylfania with the eyebrows. And I have this wig that I'm currently, like, my hair right now, I have a wig like this, but without the purple. And I did, like, a first YouTube videos of, I've recorded myself in cosplay playing video games, but it was so much effort, I couldn't keep it up.
Wow. Like, I was going to say, like, putting all, I mean, obviously it's like a lot
the
of stuff
makeup, including the brows, like the eyebrows, because I had to glue them onto my actual eyebrows without losing hair. And also, like, this, I'm blonde, right? In IRL, I'm dark haired, so I had to, like, had to do a lot of makeup to get the eyebrows working. And so, like, it was about an hour and a half to get into costume. And then I used to, like, record for 15 hours over the weekend. And then I would just have no energy to edit the videos. So they just never saw the light of day. I have all of the recordings somewhere, like, on my hard drives. And I think a few of them, I posted them on YouTube, but I privated them because they're so cringe. So I feel like if I ever
release the videos so far.
Now, once if I get to like 1,000 followers, I might do a celebration of like watching all of my old YouTube videos. I'll unprivate them for like a month.
Alright, chat, you heard it.
You heard it here.
We need to get Sylfania to 1,000 followers by the end of the stream.
No, but this is something like I'm willing to suffer this punishment for a big like, anniversary thing. But I also like have unedited things that I might like do a stream where I'm editing this old content. So I had a bunch of characters. I had Sylfania, I had like Alice, which was based off of Alice in that, you know, that game Alice in Wonderland, but it was like very bloody and very dark.
The violent one where she's in like a madhouse.
That one. So I had a character named Alice that was like dressed similar to that, like very Halloween, and she was like this crazy girl who likes collecting souls for her master. Anybody who watches this stream, you've donated your soul. This kind of vibe. That I also had a very cringe, like, Japanese fox. I was into anime at the time. That has never seen the light of day. That was too cringe. And then I also had this tired Russian scientist. It was just me. But I spoke with a Russian accent, and I was playing, like, shooters and, like, games I'm bad at because I get to swear. Like, a lot. So those were, like, my 4 characters I thought of. So that was like the original idea for Sylfania because I cosplayed her. Then adding the Warcraft, I was like, okay, when I'm designing the VTuber, I kind of wanted to make it to be a little bit more unique. And I love the color purple, so I was like, right, let's take the blonde in green at color purple.
Mix it all together.
Yeah, mix it all together.
Sugar, a little bit of spice.
Yeah, and it kind of is
nice.
Yeah, it's this amalgamation of years of, but Sylfania is me. She's always been me. Ever since I was, like, 18, like, I started Warcraft, she's always been me. And she's went through a little bit of, like, I guess self-discovery along the way. But I feel like if, like, I could have other models on stream. Like, I could be Alice, and, like, if I ever get really... I'm never gonna get big in VTubing, but, like, if I ever get big enough so I can pay...
Don't say
I mean,
that. You never know.
Pay for another model, because that's expensive. I might make Alice. Yeah, I might make Alice... And then if people can redeem it, she'll like, okay, so I'm hijacking the stream now. And she'll be like a different, like a full character, while Sylfania is me. I don't have to like pretend to be anyone, I'm me. But
Yeah.
Alice is like a character that can like just hijack the stream. That's something I was thinking about, but
That would be really cool.
it's just, as I said, it's a high cost, lots of effort, and I'm like, ugh, I don't know.
I mean, definitely for a VTuber model is really expensive, but PNG on the other hand, cheap,
Maybe
easier.
Yeah, something to think about. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe like for an anniversary stream, I'll do one just as Alice. I'll see.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find a good PNG tuber. I don't know how it will work with switching between my VTube model and PNG model. That's the thing.
I just turn mine on and off on the OBS.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
use OBS or you
Yeah, I use
stream that?
OBS. No, it's mostly
Yeah,
because I know Danny, my friend, who's a pretty big VTuber now. But anyway, he has multiple models, and he has like a redeem where people can switch them, and they switch automatically.
Oh, what? Which one, Danny or the other one?
Zomdanny, yeah.
Oh yeah, I know Zomdanny.
Because he has redeem
Yeah,
where
he's
he
got,
can
like,
switch models, and I'm
3
like,
or
oh,
4. They're really good. Like,
I know,
one's a
yeah.
blob,
No,
and
he's
then
really
yeah.
into VTubing. And good for him. I mean, he's been
really good at it.
He's been struggling, like he's been very shy. He's only been hanging out with us on Discord and playing D&D, but like he's not. He started streaming because so I started streaming with a regular face, and you can see my Genshin streams, like the first ones, are with just webcam. But then I started streaming before he did, but then he started streaming as a VTuber first, and then I switched to being a VTuber because of him. So he got inspired by me to stream, and I got inspired to VTube by him.
Yeah.
So it's like a cycle of inspiration.
50-50 things.
Yeah, it's like a cycle of
That's really
inspiration.
cool.
Yeah. Sorry, I was curious. I'm curious about how you came up with Sheriff Grin.
Oh god, Sheriff Grin. When I first started, interestingly, at the beginning you said like how you had a introduction video.
Yeah.
Your VTuber introduction. That was one of the first VTuber introduction videos I'd ever watched.
Really?
And then
Oh,
I was
shit.
like, man, I don't like them, because like I was sort of like a new viewer to VTubing at the time. I saw someone else's on like YouTube. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know what this is, but I'll check it out. And then I saw your video. I was like, oh, you seem pretty cool. And I just followed you. And yeah. So basically, my old username used to be Gringo975. And basically, my partner is like Mexican. And it's like a sort of like family joke. They'll be like, "Hey, Gringo," and stuff like that.
I was about to ask.
Hola.
Do they call you Gringo?
Yeah. And the thing is, like in the old like, you know, Wild West movies, like the Dollars trilogy and stuff like, or like the old sort of spaghetti westerns, they know it. That's how it was. It was like, "Hey, what are you doing here, Gringo?" I'm like, "Oh, that's me."
Oh, that's what Grin stands for then.
Yeah, so basically what it was, I was in another VTuber stream. Because obviously, the thing is, to me, it's not really it is considered a bad term, but to me, it's like, sort of thing. And basically, they wouldn't call me Gringo, so they would call me Grin instead. The VTuber was Dima Duchess. She's quite a big VTuber. But she'd always like say hi and stuff, but she'd always call me Grin. And that was when I was like thinking about becoming a VTuber, and I was sort of like looking at the Wild West theme. I was like, oh, I'm a deputy Stan or Sheriff something, and then it like clicked, like, oh, Sheriff Grin. I like that name. That's pretty cool.
Amazing.
And it just stuck.
Great.
And, yeah.
That's
how
fantastic.
I became Sheriff Grin.
Oh my god, that's an awesome origin story. Like, also about that self-introduction video, I also was just about to become a VTuber, right? And obviously Danny helped me a lot.
Was that one of your first VTuber videos? I think it was.
Yes,
wasn't
it was. On YouTube, yeah. So
Oh,
Danny...
we should get it up and show everyone.
No!
Yes,
No,
hold on,
no,
I'm looking for it.
So the thing about that video is Danny told me how important it is before your debut, or I don't know, before your debut to like look at like trends and what people are doing. And on Twitter at the time, because it was still Twitter back in 23, I was looking up like, oh, VTuber debut, and I've seen so many people having this Japanese like VTuber introduction video going through, where it has that like timer, and you have like they ask you a question in Japanese or in English, and then you're supposed to say a quick few words, right? And then I wrote down the script, and I had to record it a few times to time it right, because I was like too slow. And so if it seems rehearsed, it was. Because they only give you like 10 seconds to answer a question. I was like, this is too fast for me.
Yeah, it was very fast. I think that's the point of it.
But I've seen so many of them. Especially, like, you know, on Twitter when somebody does it, and then somebody reposts with their own, and somebody reposts with their own, and there's a big chain of them. So I kind of started watching that, and Danny did one. And so I was like, oh, who else did it? And, like, a bunch of other people Danny follows did it. And so I, you know, I saw it, and I was like, this is a good thing to do, like, on 5th day before debut. And so I recorded it. But it was more of like, at the time where I was like, oh, I'm gonna get like seriously to VTuber, I gotta do all of this. And now I'm just like, fuck it. Schedule? Fuck that. Like, I put up a schedule, I just never adhere to it. Fuck you. I go live when I want to. Like,
you see, my trick is, right, if anyone asks me why I didn't stream on time to my schedule, I'm like, what are you talking about? I did stream. Are you telling me you didn't show up to my stream on time and watch me?
So I'm you gaslight them.
How dare you?
So you're gaslighting.
You gaslight them.
So
and then they feel bad.
So your method
That's the trick, Sylfania.
Yeah, your method is gaslighting. My method is fuck you. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it?
I'm streaming it.
Yeah, it's the I planned to stream at 8 p.m. today, and I started streaming at 11 and ended at 6 a.m. because fuck you. And sometimes I'm like, oh, we were gonna do this thing today. I don't feel like it. We're just gonna play Honkai. And they're like, but you were gonna like draw. I'm like, fuck you. I don't wanna. But a lot of the time, unfortunately for me, it is like on Wednesday I was supposed to like do a drawing stream, and I knew it was gonna be late, so I was like, okay, it's gonna start at 10. And then I'm leaving work at 8:30 when I'm like, I'm gonna be home at 9:30 before like 30 minutes before stream, all good. And then guess what? The trains stop on like Golders Green, which I live in like North London, near Edgware, like very last stop. And Golders Green is like, it's north, but it's not as far as I need to go. And I was like, all right, I need to take a bus then. I get out, and all the buses, of course, are packed because everybody who needs to go north now can't. And I had to walk for an hour uphill.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, I made it home at like 11. I was starving. I was a little bit hungover because I got drunk and then I got sobered up. And I was like, right, I'm not in the mood or in the mindset to like draw or stream right now, so I'm just not gonna. And I'm not gonna post on socials for anybody to give a shit. Like, I feel like when I started VTubing, I was very stressed. I was like, okay, I need to do the schedule. I need to do this. I need to post this. I need to blah, blah, blah. Like... And then like 2 years in, I was like, fuck it. Just whatever.
What's one more week without another schedule?
No, like, people will either, like, I've realized that, like, it actually, to me, maybe because algorithm doesn't like me, like, it just doesn't matter. I can post all this shit, no one's gonna see it. Like, people just either wander into my stream, or wonder, like, when I'm dual streaming on YouTube, I get a lot of people wondering on, like, YouTube likes me more. Like, they wander on my YouTube, and I say go to my Twitch, because that's when you know I'm live, or go on Discord, because it gives you a, like, notification when I'm live. And
notification,
And I'm like, and honestly, I have, like, I guess a rotating 10 Russian regulars and about 20 English regulars at different times. Not the same time, but, like, at different times. But they're regular. So, like, I know them. They come to my streams all the time. And, like, when I'm live, they know I'm live. And I don't care if, like, new people come in, great. If they don't, people I know come in and say hi. Like,
it's always a bit of a mixed bag. But, yeah, sometimes it's just pure, a bit of luck, a bit of spice, and just hope the algorithm works. But the thing is, I'm quite comfortable with my lot at the moment.
Same, yeah. I feel like I've been growing.
I don't feel like I really need to expand, like, because like I don't really feel I'm going to be that big, but you know, it's just sort of like one of those things where it's more of a hobby to me.
Yes,
sort of
I enjoy this so much.
More as that.
I feel like when I feel like the whole problem is you need to, like, one thing that really helps is shorts. Like, YouTube shorts or TikToks. I mean, Twitch makes it easy to do like clips, but I still like to edit them a little bit because I find if they're edited, they get better. But it just takes so much effort. I went through a phase where I used to edit them in TikTok because TikTok has I hate TikTok, but it has a really good short or TikTok editing method. That YouTube Shorts is really annoying. With TikTok, you can do it on your phone, and it's really easy to do, and it does like auto captions that are actually good. Like, I don't know. I found it editing in TikTok is easier. So I went through a phase on like September where I used to do like one video every 3 days for like a week. Yeah. And then I was like, that's too much for me. And then I haven't done one in months because I don't know.
I need to take a load off.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like sometimes I get the inspiration to do it and I have to do it then. Because if I don't, I won't do it for 6 months. I think it's the ADHD.
I mean, the thing is, like, I know what you mean because, like, the last video I made for YouTube was like 4 or 5 months ago. And then I've not really been. Oh, well, the thing is, I only edit down like a VOD or a video that I really enjoyed. Or like it was like a moment I was like, wow, like I had so much fun. I really want to cut this up and like make it into a video sort of thing. That's the only time I really want to do it. But recently, because I've been making this how to organize a collab video, I've been so motivated to do it that I've gotten back into it again.
Yeah.
And I've also started like another like favorite moments video and stuff like that. It just comes in waves for me. I mean, some people like obviously can pay for editors and stuff, and that's fine.
That's fine as well. Yeah, I'm thinking of like, I added the clip command, which is exclamation clip, to my stream. When something funny happens, instead of, because I used to watch my VODs back, and you know how much I stream.
It's a long process.
And I watch it like twice the speed.
And a hard one.
Twice the speed because I'm like, fuck it, like I meander a lot. But now, because I have the exclamation clip command, if something funny happens on stream and I'm like, this would be a funny clip, I can immediately put in my own chat and clip it for later.
That's really good.
Yeah, and then I go back to those clips but like the raw clips, they're without a title, like I need to go back and edit. Sometimes my viewers, amazing, Vulcan does a few, like they will do some good funny clips, and then I would then turn those into shorts. But yeah, I need to like, I have I get distracted easily, and I have this like list of like, you need to go and do the shorts, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do them, and it's been months. It's been like almost a year. I'm like, I'll do them. I just never do.
I actually needed another walk. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I just get so distracted, and like I'm watching a TV, like literally, I'm watching a TV show, right? A Chinese TV show. It's a historical show. And I'm like, okay, they're talking about this dynasty and talking about this king. And I'm sitting there. And then I'm like, hold on. I put a pause on the video. Go to Wikipedia. Start looking up this king. And then 3 hours later, I'm like down this deep hole of this Qin dynasty. Okay? And I've forgotten that I was watching a drama. Because I got, like, this is the level of chipmunk brain. So sitting down and like, okay, I have these 5 shorts. I need to edit them. I would never do that.
I think I've got a problem to find it.
It's gonna happen one day, but no promises. But I find like if I take the pressure off, actually, like I feel like as long as I'm enjoying myself and I interact with people on stream and they're enjoying themselves, it doesn't matter. Like I've just given up on that. And honestly, streaming became a lot more enjoyable the moment I did.
Yeah, I mean the thing is you got to enjoy it. That's for sure.
And a lot of people I've seen, especially now, because I don't know why I do this to myself. I go on Twitter sometimes. I know it's a cesspit. Somehow, I think I didn't even like. I think I opened a tweet from Elon once. Like, you know, the tweets go on your For You page, and you click on it. You don't like it. You just click on it. And now I have mostly VTuber stuff, and then a random right-wing Twitter tweet. No. And I'm like, what? Where? Like, MAGA tweet? I'm like, what? Timeline.
That's Twitter, unfortunately.
Yeah, but so yeah, I don't know why I go into that cesspit, but I do, and
I do every now and then. Everyone needs to have a little doom scroll now.
Yeah, well, I do this on the toilet, and then I'm there for like an hour, and then Sam's like, "Stop doom scrolling," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna leave." But
I'm doom scroll in private over here.
So I actually know like a little bit about, not in detail, but like you vaguely know about the drama in the VTube space, just a bit, and there's been this whole like. I used to follow this VTuber. I mean, I still follow them, but they stopped streaming. But they wrote a lot of like posts about being like, oh, Twitch is counting views differently. Oh, there is this new thing about it, and a lot of then they released like another post about like, oh, I see so many comments on my tweets like, you shouldn't care about the views, and then they're like, but if Twitch is your only way of earning money, then you should care about views.
That's
and I'm
the
like,
thing. Yeah.
and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I see where you're coming from, and I also understand like if you can't do any other job for whatever reason, then Twitch is your only way of earning money. Then yeah, the algorithm is important, the socials are important, and I mean it's not cool for everybody, but also like if you are like I feel like there are two kind of VTubers: the casual VTuber, which I count myself as, and then the professional.
Or the professional VTuber. Well, and
I
don't really think there's anything bad with either.
No,
really.
no. I think there's stuff in the middle as well. It's like casual ones that like see what the professionals do and be like, that is a good tactic. So like that tactic of like making up a post on Twitter with like instead of using hashtags and stuff, but using like a thumbnail rather than just going live. I was like, oh, that's an interesting thing. It's low effort. Low effort.
Yeah.
Low effort, but it's interesting.
You got to do anything for it. Exactly.
I'll adopt it, or like the whole thing of like that the dual streaming rather than posting your videos on YouTube if your internet lets you. You fucking piece of shit virgin.
If your internet lets you.
Piece of shit virgin. But anyway, like dual streaming, it's because the algorithms are different and like the way to post. Use hashtags for YouTube to find you out. Like I did watch a video, especially from. I know one person, Yomi Kingley. She is very good at keeping
blue hair.
Yes, blue hair scientist.
Yes, I know the one. Yeah.
She makes amazing videos of like, this is the current state of Twitter. Oh, okay, you're doing VTubing. This is the current state of YouTube. This is how you do hashtags. And like, it's a really good explanation in a funny way. And she has like quite a few really good videos, and I've learned a lot from them. And she always says like, do what works for you, but this is what works for me. This is why it works. This is why you should do it. If you can't adhere to this, I mean, you know, you do you, but this is the recommended, right? And I did adopt quite a few practices from that video, and it did improve. I'm gonna say it does work. But, like, I think it is, like, if I really, really wanted to get into VTubing, like this is gonna be my main job.
Yeah.
I can do it because I know, like, you know, I know how. Like, I've seen enough information.
You know the science behind it.
Yes, but I feel like I'm not willing to put in the effort. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. It's okay.
You gotta do what makes you happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I find that it's okay. I find that, I don't know, that there's a little bit of... I do have people, like, come in and, like, ask, oh, why didn't you have an editor? Or, like, oh, you know, this and that. And I'm like, but, like, I kind of don't want to.
Yeah. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah. And, like, I don't know how people do this. Like, they find this really funny meme format and then they, like, post themselves in it. Like, you know like...
Zom Danny is really good at it.
Yes!
Really,
he's so good at that.
Whenever I see one of his posts, it's always, like, some new meme. Like, how do you come up with this?
No, but I'm not gonna lie. I have a little bit of beef with Danny about this. And he knows about it because I told him. But like when we went...
no drama.
When
drama
we went
to tea.
When we went in Portugal to meet up, because he went with my Warcraft raid team.
Nice.
We all met up in person. And I know him because we've done like webcam streams. Haha, I've seen Danny in webcam, you people did him, bitches. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Whatever.
I'm kidding. But no, because he's very careful. He doesn't want to dox himself, so I'm not gonna, you know. But we basically went to Portugal all to meet up, and we were basically spending a week there. We all made a lot of effort to go. I took days off work, you know. We took flights in there. It's not easy for me. I needed a visa and stuff. And then when we were sitting down and we were like talking and hanging out, he was always on his phone. And I get it. You need your you time. You go away for like I do that too. I'm like, okay, I have too much social stuff. There's like 20 people in this Airbnb. I need to go in a corner to just sit by myself. But to do that the entire week, like, I think he's had like in total about an hour's interaction with me the entire week. By the end of the week, I started getting a little bit pissed off with him because I was like, listen, I got a visa. I took a days off work. I made effort to come here to hang out with you. I know you like are, because if it was like, oh, I'm overwhelmed socially, but he was just on Twitter and on this Discord, and like I know he's doing the VTuber hustle. It is what it is. But also, I'm like, you do need to take vacations sometimes because you'll get burned out. And all of these people around you made the effort to come meet you. Like, I came furthest. Like, you live with, like, in the same country as Gabe. You're best friends with Gabe, but you live in the same country. You can just drive to each other's house. Like, I made the effort to come see you because I want to hang out with you, my friend. But every time I talk to you, you have your notes in your phone. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, I felt bad for being pissed off, but also I was like, bro, like you can do this on the flight back. You don't have to do this right this second, okay? So yeah, maybe it's just me, but when I go on, like, I go visit my family or friends, I'm offline.
Yeah,
I'm offline.
You wanna be more sort of face to face rather than looking at
because again, to me, I may never see you in person again because of circumstances.
Exactly. It's like, what if I got hit by a plane?
Not even that, like, because I live in a different country, because of my work and because of my visa things, this might be the only chance we meet each other in person. And I made the effort, and I want to converse with you, and you're just like, I get it if it's like one day, that's fine. But the entire week? Like, we're not gonna see each other after this week. Come on, man. Like, that's just ridiculous. But no, it's like we're still hanging out. We're still friends. It was like I wasn't like angry at him. I was just a little bit pissed off, and I might have been a little harsh to him. You know, we made up. It's all fine. He knows about it. But it was like, this is how I think he knows what's up, because he is my word is chronically online. Like, he is keeping up with everybody, and it's a skill. Okay, it's a good skill to have, but I would not be able to do it on the scale that he does, which is why he's always on top of it, you know? So that's a good thing, but it has its bad things as well. So, I know you wanted bigger beef, but this is the biggest beef I have.
Hey, hey, beef is beef at the end of the day. Medium rare, just how I like it.
Literally, I feel like whenever it's like, oh, do you have any like fights or beef with anybody? I'm sitting there like, I don't know. Like, this is the worst thing that happened, and I feel bad about it every time, and I always have to say, like, we made up and it was completely my own feelings about the situation. I feel like I'm vindicated in my feelings. Like, it's not like I was unreasonable, but also I understand where he's coming from, and you know, like, I'm like, this is really not an argument. Because I hear like some crazy shit on like VTuber space.
I see him on your D&D streets. It's like, you two must have made up.
It's not beef, like, and even then, like, I think we made up literally, like, I voiced it on day 2 of the trip, and on day 3 we were like, yeah, it's all cool, you can stare at your phone, we're good. Like, you know, it was that. Of course Gabe did a mediation for a little bit, but as I said, like, I've never like been like, okay, we're not gonna be friends anymore. I'm not that dramatic.
Oh yeah,
I mean, say like,
you see a lot of people be that dramatic,
oh,
especially
God.
on Twitter, and it's like, this really wasn't necessary.
Like, this entire, like, I see some of these like big like apologies and somebody quitting VTubing and being cancelled and stuff, and then I'm like, but what actually happened? And I can never find what the fuck happened. I can never find the original like posts and stuff.
You know what? Recently, when I sort of scroll through Twitter or just randomly on YouTube, it will just be like a little picture with writing on saying, "Guys, I'm leaving."
Yeah.
It's like, what? But I mean, I don't know who you are, but okay, goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
It's sort of like, yeah, it's either over like just being burnt out or drama. It's always like something like very odd sort of thing. I'm like, oh, okay.
The burnout I get is fine.
Oh yeah, burnt out. I get.
Or like somebody saying like, I've changed, my life's changed. I don't know, got married, have kids, busy. You're like, yeah, fair enough, though. But somebody's like, oh no, I've been persecuted, and then they release like 1,000-page reply, and you're like, I'm not reading all that. And a lot of it, like, I can never. Like, I see all the comments, and I actually go through some of them, and I can everybody's like, oh no, this person's right, or this person's right, and nobody ever specifies what was the beef. And I'm like, as if they assume everybody knows, and I'm like... and there are comments asking, like, what actually happened, and there's no replies under those comments. I'm like, fuck you! Tell people what actually happened!
There's always conspiracy behind something. But there's when you look at it between the lines. It's sort of like there's nothing really here.
It's
But
always
I
it's
really-
always these like somebody doing screenshots of weird private DMs on Discord
Mm.
about like somebody bashing someone.
yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, just don't go on Discord. I was about to say don't go on Discord because that's what
Oh,
I
no.
do. I have a server and it's dead. I don't go
Yeah.
on it.
You need servers.
I just can't.
That's just where people can screenshot all your messages.
I am a boomer. You can like clip me on stream. I'm gonna talk about shit. I'm not gonna post it on Discord. And like
Yeah.
I was about to say, if I have beef with someone, I will tell it to their face. Like, I'm not gonna, like, tell someone else about my beef. Like, I'm telling you about that beef with Danny, but Danny is aware of it. Gabe's aware of it. Most people I know are aware of it. So, like, it's not a secret from them. And it's a long, like,
Yeah.
it's not even beef. Like, that's why I'm like, I think it's safe to talk about it. But again, I'm not disclosing any crazy details.
This
Need
is
an
what
active
you're- this
Discord.
is-
Give us more cursed WoW streams, lol. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The rating
This-
season's
this
coming
is
back
what
next year,
you're-
so...
This is what we're trying to sort out in your therapy session here today. So find your anger towards all the people that wronged you. Poor Danny.
Yes. Poor Danny. Poor Danny. He's a victim.
Posing him
And
on
I'm the
stream.
bully. I'm the bully.
Gabe.
I'm the bully. And I'm
You're
I'm
not-
wearing it.
You're the problem.
I'm the problem. And you know what? I'm a gorgeous problem. I find like sometimes like my cycling back to pop culture. Here, see what I did there? My
Oh,
favorite
yeah,
my
see
favorite
what
type
you
of
did there.
villain is the villain that's like, yeah, I'm evil. Fuck you. So what? Like, why do I have to excuse myself? I don't.
Yeah.
I'm evil. Deal with it. Like the old Disney, like I'm like the queen, the evil Maleficent is evil. She's not misunderstood. She was not invited to a party, and she was like, okay, fuck you then.
In VTuber terms, she got Google Docs out and then dropped a tactical Google Doc on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then cursed all the characters.
Exactly. No, she literally was like, oh my god, they're having a birthday party and they did not invite me. Fuck
Yeah,
them.
that-
You know what? I'm gonna show up anyway. and I don't know. I find villains who are like, when somebody's like, do you know what you're doing? You're gonna destroy the planet. And the villain's like, that's the goal. Like, literally, that's the goal, bro. I don't see what your problem is. Yeah, I'm
Have you
villain.
seen Puss in Boots? The movie?
I've seen the
With,
first one. I've not seen the
uh,
second. I
there
know
was
the
a second
the
one.
third one with death is so good, like the Green Reaper.
The villain is so it's got the Grim Reaper, but the main villain in it, I think it's Jack Horn. I don't know, but they're sort of like, there's like a grasshopper. It's like, oh my god, he's trying to fix the villain, and it's like, oh my god, you're evil. It's like, what took you so long? It's so good. Like,
Yeah.
if you have to watch a movie, it's just for him.
No, I will. The Puss in Boots series are on my list. Like, I've seen the first one. I was into it. And I keep trying to get. We did a Shrek-a-thon with Sam, and I was like, okay, can we do Puss in Boots movies? And he's like, nah, I'm not into it. And I was like, come on, I want to watch them. I'll just watch them myself at some point. However, campaign 4 Critical Role started, and I've just been obsessed with that shit. So I don't have time. That is 4 hours of my day that go away to Critical Role every week now.
I've got a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
With obviously I know you stream Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, but like as a when you DM, how do you like to start a story or campaign? Do you like to do it in a tavern or in jail?
No.
On the road?
No. So, generally speaking, it depends. If I'm doing D&D with the same group of people I play D&D with for the last, like, 5 years, we've done all sorts of starts on all sorts of systems. I usually always... At this point, I have a custom world called Isthara with its own magic rules and stuff, because I already, like, worked on it. I'm like, I'm gonna recycle it to hell. I'm not gonna... even
Can't call that good work anyway.
at this point, even Sylfania here now lives in Isthara, where I've literally shafted elves so badly, I've really, like, downgraded the elves to the nines. Like, elves in my world are immortal, but because Isthara is cut off from the Feywild, their bodies are immortal, but their minds are not. So when they turn 500, which is kind of like midlife, they gain
Yeah.
they gain antlers, and they start growing antlers, so elves get antlers. But by the age of like 700 and 750, while their bodies are still useful and living, their minds yearn for the Feywild. And before, like children yearn for the mines, you know the meme. But basically, before Istara had like portals close, elves used to do this pilgrimage. When they turned 750, they just say, "Bye-bye, relatives, I'm going to the Feywild. If you ever want to see me, come visit in the Feywild, because I'm immortal there." So they just do this pilgrimage, and then physically go into the Feywild, because that's where they came from. But their relatives could always just go to the Feywild to visit their great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, and they'll be fine. Unfortunately, because the star has been cut off for the last 1,000 years, the elves' souls and minds want to go back to the Feywild, but their bodies are stuck here. So what happens is, they go catatonic. So their minds and souls actually leave their body, but their body is still alive and immortal. So they just become vegetables. Unfortunately. And they get entombed.
Fair enough.
They get basically living corpses entombed in these like rooms, because they don't need food or drink, they're just immortal, man. And their relatives come visit them once in a while, but they don't respond, so they're just like, they're technically dead for all intents and purposes. There's nothing you can do to bring them back. Their soul and mind are in Feywild, but the portals are closed, so you can't go to the Feywild to get it. Also, I did like, okay, so that's one thing where I shafted the elves. Shaft number 2, I'm gonna make them really fertile. Like, oh my god, having children once every 500 years is, like, impressive. If you have twins, or 2 kids, you are the most fertile elf that ever existed, basically. And that's how they, like, fight the overpopulation, because they're immortal, technically. They're, like... And this is why the elf society in my world is so focused on marriage and children, like Middle Eastern or Asian parents. You have to have children. You have to get married. I don't care if you're gay. You can have your lover, but you have to get married and have children. Once you have a child, your duty to the elven community is done. You can go be with your lover.
My grandchildren.
No, and they don't really have marriage in a way. In a traditional sense. They only do this when they go into the mortal world. They're like, okay, fine, this person is my husband, but they're actually my long-term partner for child making. When they raise children, they raise them as a community, so the child doesn't really have... They have birth parents, but their parents is everybody. And children are super precious. So there's no such thing as orphans. Like, they're taken care of like crazy. So
they're considered like gold, sort of thing.
Oh, very much. So that's why, like, in our D&D campaign, we have, like, one full-blooded elf family, and the kid, well, he's 40, but in elf years he's like, what, 8, 9, 10, whatever.
I was gonna say that would be like...
But he has been raised in a mortal society with humans and everybody, so mentally he's technically 40.
Not the humans.
No, but what I mean is he's technically 40, because he spent it with, like, he interacts with all the mortal races and the way they develop, and he develops the same speed. But his parents still have this overprotective bullshit, because they can't get rid of that inherent elf. Children are precious. I can't have my child go adventuring or go in danger, because they're the only child I'll ever have in my life. The single parent conundrum, basically. So yeah, I basically fucked elves in my world so much, and then I decided, you know what, Sylfania's gonna be in it, because I'm not making a new world. And sorry about the digress. Going back to your question.
No, that's all good.
Lore drop here for Astara Chronicles. Anyway, so
Get it out. Get out of your system.
I have this
Breathe.
cellular device.
Alright, well, I'm gonna speak with a southern accent for the next 3 minutes, because that's been redeemed. So you're just gonna have to deal with that. You're just gonna have to deal with that. It's gonna be a sad Texas accent. Or
I'm
southern.
from Boston, Texas, New York.
It's horrible. I can't do it, but let me tell you. So,
your voice acting is very good.
The Daggerheart campaign, well, it's not really campaign, it's a section of one-shots that you will be in at the end of October, beginning of November.
Indeed.
That is based in the world of Astara, because that's where Sylfania is. But anyway, the way I like to start any of my D&D, I usually like to find the people. Once I find the people who want to play, I'm like, okay, what vibe do you like? Do you like horror? Do you like mystery? Do you like fantasy? Do you like sci-fi? Do you like comedy? What do you want? And then I figure out what they want, and I'm like, okay, what character you want to play? And obviously, because they're based in Astara, it's easy for me to explain, like, okay, if you want to play an elf, get ready to get shafted. However, you're an elf. You know. Or if you want to play a tiefling, there's, like, rules for tieflings, like, you know, and other things. Once they make their characters and they tell me what they want, I'm like, okay, in the setting of this world, where would they fit? Which country would they fit in? Okay, for example, these guys want a more of a, we're kind of like a ragtag, morally gray group. I'm like, right, I'm gonna put them in Charmontian Viceroyalty, which is basically ancient Rome, but capitalist, so nobody gives a fuck as long as you pay money. I'm like, this is a perfect setting for a bunch of
Not bad.
morally gray kids. Some people were like, we really like to talk about church versus state. I'm like, great, let's put you in a religious autocracy, like, and then you're gonna deal with that. And so that's how I do it, and then I make the characters write their backstories, and then I make the plot based off of the backstories. So I put the characters into like essential. So basically, I write the campaign for the characters. So if somebody drops out, I'm like, okay, that's a big chunk of my campaign gone.
Yeah.
Because it's irrelevant now.
But all that work kind of went to nothing.
Yeah, but when I do, like, the whole of A Star Chronicles, like that campaign, was made off of the back of the three people's backstories. And I was like, right, I have an overarching kind of storyline, but I'm gonna make sure these three are involved heavily and are invested. That also helps you because just starting in a tavern with an adventure, it's hard to, like, if some characters are like, I'm gonna be this antisocial guy, it's really hard to get them to get involved, right?
Yeah,
so
involved.
What you do is a secret. Even if they're antisocial, they gave you a new backstory, like, oh, they're looking for their missing parent. You drop hints that one of the, like, maybe not the baddies, but the missing person could be their missing parent, and then they're fucking involved, okay? And if they're not, you're like, okay, you're not playing your character. You told me your one goal in life is finding your fucking parents, and you're ignoring the hint about your parents? What are you doing?
What the dickens are you doing?
Thank you. So I feel like, and then the campaign started when they all met in an inn, but they didn't like know each other before. Okay, enough of the southern. They didn't know each other before. It was more of like one of them lives in the city, and two of them came from outside the city, and the two of them came to stay at this inn separately. But the guy who lives there went to the inn because his mother, I made an excuse, like, his mother knows the innkeeper, she needed to go there. And then when they were all there at the same time, something happened at the inn, and they had to go investigate and save them, right? And that's how they met. For the Daggerheart, for you guys, you all got an invitation to my birthday. That was how they all met. Some of them knew each other already. Some of them didn't. And so I was like, okay, that's how you met. Daggerheart makes it much easier. Like, you have to make the how do you two know each other, so it always gives you a little bit of backstory.
It gives you a little bit of a breather then.
Yeah. D&D is a little bit harder, but it is. I've started it in kind of in an inn. One of the D&D campaigns I wanted to do, but never happened, was like a hangover situation.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, they all know each other prior, but they all wake up and don't remember how they got there, wherever they'll be. Like, they wake up half naked in the 9 hells, in like the third circle in a dungeon, and they're like
lying somewhere.
How did we get into the 9 hells? and then it's like, you must be wondering how I got here. And then they have to like retrace their steps to go back and figure out what happened. And it's like, it all started because one of you started a stag do in this city, in this country, and you ended up 2 weeks later with no memory in the 3rd circle of hell, naked.
Just another typical day in the 9 hells.
Yes, it is, and like that is. I feel like that premise is so much fun. It's a lot of work for the DM because you actually have to make a coherent, like full played out story. But you have agency over your characters because they have no memory and they were drunk. You could say your character did this, and they can't say we didn't because you're like, yeah, well, we were drunk, so you did it. Like, that's what happened. You don't remember this, but you did it. So I feel like it gives you a little bit of power to do this. But I've never actually ran a campaign like this, so I don't know how that would work. But I find like that would be a really fun concept to do.
That would be a really good concept.
I would love if somebody could run something like this and I'd be a player in it. I would love that shit. I would like anything you throw my way. I'd be like, I want to know how I got here. Or like the funniest part of it is to have somebody come up to you and just slap you out of nowhere, and you're like, what?
I can't believe
you've done
stole
this.
My husband.
No, they just say, I can't believe you've done this, and they slap you, and you're like, done what? Who are you? What did I do? And then they just leave, and you're like, huh?
What did I do?
Yeah, but this is like, I find as a DM, this is where you can go completely insane. But it does. I find that kind of campaign requires a lot of prep work.
Mm.
Um,
Do you like doing the prep work, or is it something like that feels like a chore,
it's, as I said before,
or is it a bit both?
it's a hyperfixation. So
Yeah.
sometimes I will be like, okay, like the campaign is ending for Astara, and I need to make the mega dungeon. I need to make the 7th floor dungeon underneath the city. And I've been putting that off for so long. I have an
Yeah.
idea for it, but I'm like, I have to work through all of the traps, and I have to work through all of this. And then sometimes I sit down and I'm like, right, I'm just gonna make this NPC. And then 8 hours later, I have an NPC, I have an entire tavern, I have like one layer of a random dungeon I thought up, and I'm like, what? So it comes and goes. I need to be in the inspirational mood to like do
Yeah.
it, and then I can
bring it
churn
out.
out like sometimes
Pages.
I would start like, okay, I need to make a dungeon, and then I end up 2 hours later writing god lore.
Oh, fair enough.
And I'm like, this is irrelevant right now, but I'm really in like, oh, this would be such a cool thing. I want to flesh it out. And then I'm like, but I need to do the thing for the next session. So the way I work is a lot of the time I force myself to do the prep by scheduling a session. I'm like, okay, I have to do something. I have to make the maps. I have to do this. And then if I know I have a deadline, I will get it done by then. And then the ideas come and I make time for it. If I don't have a deadline, I just wish wash. So I guess it is not a chore I don't like, but it's still a chore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's an enjoyable chore.
Yes, but it's still a chore, so you're trying to put it off, not doing it.
Yeah. Hey, that's totally fine.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I like Daggerheart, because a lot of it, like, because these are one-shots, I don't have to think of the, like, big continuity. And a lot of it can be winged. Like, I have an idea of what sort of monsters you guys are gonna fight during this one-shot. And so I'm like, okay, I have to make a story around these monsters. Also, a lot of you in Daggerheart gave me backstory. I'm like, yeah, I'll just take this and go with it. I feel like it's easier because I don't have to make sure it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the reason I'm doing it, because I'm not burned out, but like every DM has this when they're like, one thing though, I do enjoy watching other people play D&D. Like, oh my god, Critical Role Campaign 4. Okay, I'm mid-watching episode 3. 3 episodes in, and I'm hooked like hell. I want this to be a TV show. I want this to be Game of Thrones budget. I want this to happen. Because every character is amazing. The storyline's great. The interactions are fantastic. It's amazing. I know. Shut up. I'm not a nerd. You're a nerd. But yes.
But yeah, I think that's the good thing. Critical Role has because they're all voice actors, aren't they?
Yep.
So they really like get into character and
but
stuff like that. It's been a while since I've seen Critical Roles.
But it's not all. Actually, now is a good time to get into it, because they started with the new DM. Matt is actually a player, and Brandon Lee Mulligan is the DM. Yeah, and they're in a new world. They're not in Exandria. They're in Aramon. So you don't really need to know any prerequisites to get into this campaign. And it's only 3 episodes in, so you can be at the beginning.
So I can start at the beginning. Oh, I'll get on that then.
And you don't need to watch any of the other ones, because the references don't matter. Like, the problem with Critical Role is that they have 3 campaigns set in the same world, 20 years apart each time. So the backstory, it's for those people who've been watching since 2014, like me. It's like, oh, it's great, it's cool references. But for new people, it's hard. But this is a new campaign with new DM, new world, new rules. So, you know, it's like, oh, cool, I can get him fresh. And to be fair, Brennan, okay, I love Matt, but Brennan, in my mind, is god tier DM. Just is so cinematic. The way he sets the scene, the way the scene plays out, the way things happens, the way he reacts, the way he manages 13 players. You heard me right, 13. The way 13? He manages... Yeah, I mean, they're not going to be 13 for the entirety of the campaign. They're going to split up into different parties, and they have, like, an episode for the party that's adventuring outside the city, an episode for the people who are in the city, but they all know each other. They all met at a funeral. So, again, how to start a campaign. Brennan Lee Mulligan is a fucking genius, because he said, so people asked him, how do you start a campaign and introduce 13 characters all together in 4 hours? And he was like, you know what? You start it at 2 different things. It's either a wedding, a reality show, or a funeral. And you're like, yes! That's how you get all of these people to meet!
Yeah. That is pretty good.
That's it. Or like even a reunion, like they're all from different, like some of them are from like an old war party, some of them are nobles, some of them are young kids. But the only time any of these people would meet, if somebody they all knew has passed away, or somebody they all know is getting married, or if it's a reality show. Like, that's the only way. So, I mean, and Brennan made it like it's a funeral of a guy they all know who got, and like, I mean, this is not a spoiler. This happens right away. Like, this brother of one of the characters gets executed, and a bunch of these characters were trying to save him beforehand, but they didn't. So something went wrong. So somebody's like a traitor, and then they all like meet at his funeral, and that's the point of episode 1 and 2. It's amazing. It's brilliant. No notes. And I'm like 3 episodes in and I'm so invested. And I'm like, no, I want this, like, he keeps changing people. Like, okay, these people stand up, new scene, these people come in. And he's like, don't worry, the entire, like, campaign is not going to be this. And I'm like, but why? I like this. I'm enjoying this. Keep it up. And they're like, oh, it's just so many players. I'm like, no, keep it. I don't want them to split into tables. This is amazing. But yeah, no, it's...
What's the biggest amount of players you've had to DM for?
Oh, this was at the Portugal. So I did like well, one thing is if you have to do a spontaneous D&D, always good is a battle royale.
Okay, yeah.
Where all of these characters, regardless of their backstory, they get dropped into this dimension by a feisty god or a jester who's like, ha ha, I've stolen you from your respective worlds and now you must fight to the death. And then there's like an arena and they have to like fight. Like this is the best. I think the largest was like 25 people I had.
Oh wow, so yeah, a big one then, yeah.
But then we made characters like, I pre-made characters like generated quickly, and I just gave them to him because I was like 25 people, and it was spontaneous because I was at this retreat. And then 2 days in, they're like, oh, you run D&D games, right? Could you run a game for us? And I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll just pull the one I have in my back pocket out.
Sure. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And then D&D Beyond, I just made 25 characters. I gave them out and was like, pick one you like. If you come last, you pick whatever's left. And the whole point of it was, obviously in D&D Beyond, when you make level 3 character, because you don't make level 1. Level 1's too easy. Level 3 characters when you, like, spec and do stuff. I made them level 3 characters, and they all had one magic weapon, or magic item. And when they landed in the arena, those magic items were in random boxes around the arena, so they had to get to them. And there was also super magic items that were, like, hard to get, but if you got it, you could win the Battle Royale. So I was like, okay. Obviously, mages had an advantage at the beginning, because they can just cast magic. But also, melee fighters can fight with whatever. Mages can't, you know? So I had this whole party, and I had somebody die, like, 20 minutes in. And I was like, hey. But, like, if you die, you just pop out of existence and you go back to your dimension.
Yeah.
And Vulcan, thanks for the gifted sub. No. Yeah, they just go back to their dimension. Yeah. Oh, hey, Nova. You got yourself a gifted sub from Vulcan. Thank you. Welcome. How you doing? We're just having a yap session. But yeah, so that those 25 players, like that person wasn't really happy, but they still sat at the table and helped others. But I mean, it was 25, and it was over a 2-day period, and everybody enjoyed it. I was stressed as fuck. But that is easier because you don't actually... Oh, actually, I lie. So there was 2 chests, which if you open them, they summon like a dragon. Because just for fun, you know, you wanna drop a monster on there. So I had like... Yeah, I had like 2 or 3 monsters that if they opened up a chest, because that's what you do, you want to get a magic weapon. And one of them got like a Staff of Casting, which is like level 9 magic item. Because I was like, fuck it, why not? When else am I going to use an item like this? And they cast Wish, and they're like, I just wish everybody went back to their own dimensions. And the Battle Royale ended. And I was like, oh, that's boring.
Fair enough.
but hey, and then somebody summoned like a white dragon. They had to fight him. There was a Balgora as well. They had to fight. It was like, and it was chaos
it was
because
very chaotic.
Because everybody was out for themselves, but it was good as well because the players themselves did all the work for you.
Yeah.
You didn't need to write any backstory. You didn't need to give a shit about any of it. It was just a free-for-all fighting. Because a lot of these people have never played D&D before. So to me, I was like, this is a good way of
Introduce.
showing the mechanics, showing the the skill checks they needed to do for like the puzzles and like to get to the chests. The whole idea of like, oh, somebody made alliances in the beginning and then immediately betrayed them in like a few turns later. Each turn took a while, but like that was the whole point. Like,
I was gonna say, I bet the turns did take a good.
I think
good while.
overall it was like 10 turns over 2 days.
Oh wow, Jesus.
To be fair, we had to explain the rules a lot.
Oh, that is true. You'd have to stop and be like, oh, this is why this happens.
Yeah, my brain felt drenched, but we were all drunk, which was also amazing.
So hey, drunk is better than no drunk.
Yeah, because I find if you have that many players, you simply cannot have a story, like, in a short amount of time.
No, it would be too impossible, wouldn't it? Everyone be running off doing their own thing.
Which is why Brendan Lee Mulligan is a fantastic DM, is all I'm gonna say. Is all I'm gonna say.
He cares about his players.
He's just amazing. I can't. I am like, this is my favorite campaign. I know people are gonna come at me. I love campaign 2, but this campaign so far is becoming my favorite. It's so good. Yeah, so I cannot recommend enough, Sheriff. You might want to start. The first 2 episodes are out on YouTube, so you're only 2 episodes behind.
2 episodes behind. I'll get on it. Hold on, I'm going over there now just to put it in my
yeah. And the 3rd one came out yesterday, but it's gonna be up on Monday. So that's like the only 3 that are out are those 3.
Okay.
So you're not behind at all. You can easily catch up and carry.
I am. Okay, I think I see it. Oh wait, no, is that it? No, I don't.
Yeah, it's the one, like the green one with the little coin on the left. It's the campaign 4.
Oh, yeah, and it's got a 1 by it. Oh yeah, I know this dude.
Yeah,
I've watched him DM before actually.
Yeah, because he has his own Dimension 20. It's a different group which do 2-hour sessions, and their games are a little bit scripted in a way that, because they make minis and they make sets and they film it like a cinematic, like he's from College Humor, so he plays with people from College Humor, and they know how to film funny shorts like in a movie way. It's not a live stream like of a home game, like Critical Role is. So the way
they know how to make it work.
Yeah, the way Brendan does it in this campaign, he's running it Critical Role style, so it's like stream of consciousness, which is great as well. He's amazing. But for Dimension 20, they say, okay, this episode we do roleplay. This episode is going to be combat. So he already gives the warning to people who make sets.
Oh, so then they're ready and
yeah.
Ready to go.
But he when I looked at behind the scenes, he also has different options. So they're like, oh, if the players choose this and this is going to be combat instead for this episode. So one episode is like roleplay episode, and one episode is combat episode. Then is roleplay episode, combat episode. That's how he runs the games. And the roleplay, he gives them freedom to do things, but I think all players understand that this is how the game works. So we're gonna have a fight in the next one. So wherever we end up at the end of this episode is the fight. It's the next episode. And I feel like they're all very good improv actors, so it works. It's not scripted in a way that they know exactly what to say when.
They know how to roll the punches.
But and also if he starts hurrying the plot along and saying, okay, sure, this is a great conversation, really funny soundbite, but we move on. The players don't no, I want to stay here. They're like, okay, let's take the story elsewhere. They know when to end scene, move to next scene. Yeah. And Brendan is really good at making it feel dynamic. It doesn't feel like, oh, he cut it off too early. It just feels like, okay, that's natural.
He's milking it too much. He knows when to put it to an end.
And he lets the players have their inter-player moments as well. If the 2 players start role-playing, he'll just step back and be like, I can do my DM thing in a bit. It's fine, we got time. But they also have the assistance that it's edited heavily in Dimension 20, so they can actually skip all of that humming and hamming and doing the math and stuff, and they keep the important bits. But so far, I was wondering how he's gonna do. Everybody was worried because they know Brendan from these scripted ones, in a way. They were like, oh, how is he gonna do a live show kind of thing like Critical Role? Is it gonna be heavily edited? But it's actually the same style, and Brendan's just a good DM. That's all I'm gonna say. He can do both.
Yeah. That's good.
And the way I run Daggerheart is how I see Brendan running it. If a scene is over, don't dawdle, move to the next one. It's no point. Sometimes just hand wave it. Just say, so you do this. It works. Moving on. Unless the players look like they really want to carry on, then you're like, okay, I'll stay. I find problem with this so far is that I do find some players want to carry the scene on, and Brennan might like move it along. But like, I get it. They have 4 hours. They have 13 players, and they only have like 4 episodes to introduce all of the players, to give everybody enough screen time, and then they split, where each group basically will have an episode.
Okay.
So I think like episode 5 will be like the group. So he split them into 3 groups. One of them is called the Schemers, who are like the political scheming, which is juicy. He made a Game of Thrones level juicy world, man. It's so good.
Is it difficult to do those kind of campaigns from your experience, or are they?
No,
sort of easy
I
to
feel
do?
like if the players are aware that this is not a take an axe and start hitting people, it's more of a this is a political intrigue. If they make the characters like this, then it's actually not that difficult because everybody's in on it. It's like you're writing a book. That's great.
Yeah. It just flows a bit more naturally. Obviously, compared to the pass me my sword and I will deal the damage I must.
Yeah, but he has a group that is the Schemers, who are these political people. He has a group that are the Seekers, and this is for people who want to like research lore and go into ancient tombs and like find information about magic and shit and look through books and you know, explore the world. And then he has the third one, which is the I think the Fighters or something, which is people who like the traditional like military adventure. So the first 4 episodes are, because obviously everybody goes to this funeral of this guy, the Anti-Fang, and we meet all the characters, and I actually don't know who's gonna go into which table, but he said the tables aren't set, so like the Schemers table isn't gonna be that way until the end of campaign 4. We might have one person move out from that table to go to someone else, or one person join that table because they came back to the city from their adventure while the rest of the party is doing something. They're like, I want to get more involved in the politics, and so they're going to be with that table for like a few episodes. So it's very fluid tables kind of thing. But unlike now, where all of the people are present and they're just sitting in the back waiting for for Brennan to call them in, like a cast in a TV show. It's gonna be more of like, he's gonna tell them in advance, for this episode I'm gonna need these people because we're doing, like, you guys left, so they have the city of Dolmakjar, which they're all in, and basically so far it seems like they need to leave the city to do something, and there are a few people who are interested in doing that, and there's other people who are not, and so he's like, great, probably episode 5 is going to be the adventure of these people who left the city to go do this thing, and he doesn't need to switch back to the other scenes because that is like, they're out of the city, they're doing their own thing.
They're off doing their own adventure.
And then the next episode, to like break it up a little bit, is gonna be, we're back to Dolmakjar and the day before. This is what happened to these guys.
Going back in time.
Like in an actual TV show. Like, you know, when you're watching Game of Thrones and it switches perspective, that is kind of how he's gonna do it, I think. I don't know yet. But this is what he said. Like, the first 4 episodes is everybody are in them. And then episode 5 and onwards, because they pre-record these.
Yeah.
But it's done so well. Like,
well, they've been doing it for, well, I mean, like you said, since 2019, is it?
2014.
Yeah, 2014.
It's been 11 years now. They're professionals.
Yeah,
all of them.
They are professional players.
Professional D&D players and DMs.
And DMs.
And also, they have a lot of new guests. Like, it's not just Critical Role, 8 people. It's like, there's a Bria Iyengar, there's Luis Carrazzo, there's just a bunch of other really cool people who also DM their own games on other channels and play in other people's games as well. So they're all experienced. I think, everybody at that table knows how to play D&D, and most of them have DM'd. So it's like an experts table. Yeah. It's amazing.
That's really good.
Yeah. And most importantly, Matthew Mercer gets to play. Finally.
I was going to say, I think he deserves a break from all his times of DMing.
And he picked to play a fuckboy, and it's amazing. He picked the one character that like half the group hates, and I'm like, oh, this is great.
The drama needs to come from somewhere, people.
Oh yeah, no, Matthew came in and said, you need drama? I deliver. Brennan, do you want a morally grey anti-hero? You're welcome. And Brennan was like, yes, give me. Also, I find like the style between Matt and Brennan. Matt can be funny, yeah.
Yeah.
But Matt is very like serious and dramatic. Brennan can be serious and dramatic, but even in a serious scene, he is fucking hilarious. Like, they had, I'm not to spoil, but at the beginning of episode 3, there's this, or the end of episode 2, there's this big revelation about one of the characters, right? From his family member. That's all I'm gonna say. That, there's a lot of male characters, I'm not spoiling much. There's a big revelation from his family member about a certain thing. And then at the beginning of episode 3, this family member keeps explaining this big revelation, and the character's like, oh okay. And then it's very dramatic, very angsty, and then that family member cracks a joke, and I can hear from the background, people are just like holding in their laughter. They're trying not to die. And Brennan says it with like the straightest face, and you're like, it just feels like he makes his characters not nonchalant, but real.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like they're not doing their dramatic villain monologue. It's more of a villain meandering speech. It's still terrifying. It's still traumatic, but it's kind of relatable.
with a little bit of relatable and a little bit of flavor.
Yeah, they'll just like make an analogy that's very like modern world, and you're like, what? He's just so good. Like, I don't know. I love Dimension 20. It's one of my favorite. Apart from Critical Role, one of my other favorite groups that do like Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing games.
Yeah. I was gonna say, of course, you got your own series as well, which is when are you doing your next?
Oh, I don't know. I need to. And I mean, the gang went into research mode, so I need to actually figure out what they researched. The lore.
Oh,
because
no.
they were like, okay, I did not know. Okay, I'm gonna put this here. I had no idea how that Archmage fight's gonna go. He's like level 15. He's an Archmage. They're level 8, and they're like, okay, we're gonna break into his office. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm just telling you it's a bad idea. But they had a good idea. They were like, okay, we're gonna start an impromptu frat party to get as many students in the courtyard as we can to make a lot of noise so that he leaves his office to check what's going on, and then we'll sneak in. And I was like, okay, it started like a good idea. And then, I don't know how, one of them blew up a tower, not the tower that they were supposed to be in, but another one, and then that didn't do much, so he blew up the tower they were supposed to be in. And the other one, because he has invisibility, snuck in upstairs, tried to get into his, like, drawer, but obviously realized it was spelled, so he was like, I'm not gonna try to open any drawers because it will, like, I don't know, paralyze me or throw a fireball in my face. Yeah. So, but they had a lot of books on the wall, so he was like, okay, I have a bag of holding, I'm just gonna start taking books off the shelves. And I was like, alright, cool, he has a lot of books, he's a professor. And I'm like, okay, what kind of books do you have? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, he has a book about, and like, I know him, so I was like, okay, what kind of books would he have? And I would just made up names. I did not know that he wrote them all down, took the books, and then managed to escape, and was like, okay, so we're gonna spend the next, like, week reading through these books. And I went, I have to make the content for those books.
Yeah. So, this part is in the DLC section. It will take.
I was not expecting this. I mean, it was an amazing episode because he fucking Mission Impossible did. It was great. Best moment. I actually called it accidental domestic. It should be accidental domestic terrorism, but I just named it domestic terrorism ? Because it was. But yeah, it was an episode where, as a DM, I was fully ready to have a fight with this Archmage. I wasn't gonna kill him because I'm not an asshole. But
you're evil, but you're not a monster.
They would have been in a really bad situation because, I mean, it's never gonna happen now, or it might still. The Archmage had a plan, like he never wanted to kill them, but they would have been trapped somewhere, and that would have been mad. So yeah, that would have been like they would have they if they all were there, which one of the players thankfully stayed outside, and that was the plan. And I was like, okay, if those two idiots get caught, they will be fully trapped, and nobody will know how or where they're trapped. So either the third player is gonna have to find a way to rescue them somehow, or one of the NPCs is gonna have to find and rescue them. But the way they were gonna get trapped is like they have no way to communicate with the outside world, they have nowhere to go, they cannot escape, and they're just stuck there. And I'm like, oh, then I would have like, oh, this much time passes until somebody figures out how to get you out. And for me, that works, because I'm like, okay, I can move the plot along in the background. Yeah. Because the players are trapped. That was gonna be the plan. But then they just succeeded on their crazy rolls and did a Mission Impossible, and I'm like, well, I gotta reward the players if they succeed. I'm not gonna, like, trap them if...
Does that ever happen, or does it happen often when you're like, oh my god, like where like the players pull off like something really impossible and you just gotta tear up a sheet worth of like work that you've put into the DM, or like for the game.
Yeah. I can tell you, there's one episode which is literally called Sad DM Noises. Because I made this... Okay, so there's this assassin called the Crimson Death. She is one of the coolest and the scariest assassins in the world. Okay, she works for Fierna. She's like a level 10 rogue with super items, with like warlock levels. She has like long stride. Her movement's like 60 without running. She has like crazy sneak attack. She can teleport. Like she's badass as shit because she's supposed to be.
She sounds very overpowered.
Yeah, no, she's an undefeated assassin, right? And she has been sent with the group that she's been following them from the moment they left the city, which has been like episode 20, right up until episode 38 or something. She was following them from a distance because that was her mission. She wasn't supposed to kill them because they were going to find this architect that the demons in the city need, right? They need him because he has the plans to get into the vault that they need to get to.
For the Death Star.
But they could not get to him because he's hidden behind a magic negating barrier, so they don't even know where he is. They can't scry on him, and no demon or other worlder apart from Astara can get in. Because it's a anti-magic, anti-foreign, anti-other planes of existence. So nobody who's associated with the fiends can get in. But the party had a bunch of people who are native Astarans, so they were like, okay, alright, these party are looking for this guy. We might as well just follow them. I'm like, smart villains, right? We're not gonna kill them. We're gonna follow them. We're gonna let them go into this anti-magic zone. We're gonna let them get him out, and then we're gonna kidnap him. And I'm like, brilliant move, Sylfania. You made it for yourself.
Like,
so
it happened again.
The whole plot was supposed to be, I dropped some hints because one of the players is a ranger and she always kept doing like perception checks and survival checks, and when she rolled high enough, I'm like, you notice you're being watched, but you can't tell because I rolled in the background like a stealth check. And she had crazy stealth, so I was like, yeah, okay, she didn't see her. And when she did fail her stealth, I made, like, the character notice somebody in the bushes, but obviously she, ran away quickly. So I kept the pressure of, like, somebody's following you through the entire trip. And then they went inside this vault, they found this architect, and they decided to take him back to Laudenburg, because they had a choice of, like, just getting the information from him and going back without him. But they decided to take him with them, and they were like, okay. The moment they left, on one of the trips back, like, not right away, but while they were in, like, the woods, I made them all roll a perception check. They rolled badly, and I'm like, right, the assassin jumps in, almost insta-kills one of the players, because an assassin, that's, like, the whole point of them.
Oh, wow.
If they sneak attack you on a surprise round, an assassin, like, player can kill a boss. Like, that's how the mechanics work. So, but it's their only, like, if they're not in a surprise round, they don't do as much damage. So, not gonna lie, I had to kind of nerf the damage, otherwise I would have perma-killed one of the characters, and I was like, I'm just gonna make them very unconscious. It's fine. And the whole.
Is there ever a moment when a character is close to death that you sort of like show a bit of mercy on them?
Yes, I've done this multiple times. Mostly because like I feel like unconscious is okay. Death saving throws are out of my fucking hands. Okay, you got 3 turns. If you roll nat ones, it's the dice. But like damage wise, if I sometimes nerf it and say she drops you down to 0. Like that's what happened. She just full health down to 0. And you're unconscious. That's enough. Like, I don't need to overkill. So that's what she did. She jumped on the horse, because Sildana, one of the characters, was with the architect on a horse. So the assassin jumps, kills her, knocks her out, drops her off a horse, and then, while sitting on a horse, tries to ride away with the person, because the assassin doesn't want to kill the rest of them. She just wants the fucking architect, right? Now I'm like, this is a brilliant boss move. Like, there's nothing they can do. And I forgot that one of them had hold person. And I forgot that one of them had freaking the Ring of the Ram, who killed the horse underneath her, and she fell out of it. And then she failed the hold person roll, and I was like, this fucking boss character of 190 health has just been in 3 turns completely destroyed by these 2 people. Yeah. Oh, I was so frustrated. But I was like, I can't.
It's slightly trained assassin.
You can't.
Screwed over.
Yeah, you can, sometimes it's the rolls. You just can't do anything. And I'm like, logically, there's nothing I can do to get out of this. And mechanically, so it happens, and you have to let it happen. So at first I thought they were gonna insta-kill her. Like, they're just gonna kill her, and my cool character that I worked tons of backstory for and stuff, she's gonna be gone. But no, they kept her alive. They woke her up, and they started interrogating her, and I'm like, oh, she's not gonna tell them shit. And then they rolled, like, nat 20 on intimidation, and a nat 20 on, like, persuasion. I'm like, okay, she's gonna tell you. But she's gonna be cagey about it, and then they knock her out again, and then bring her back, and I'm like, okay, she's traumatized now. She's gonna tell you everything. And then, you know, I sort of made it like was in this for the money. So when she realized she's much weaker than these guys, you know, she's in a bad position. She's not gonna be like, I'm loyal to the death. That is grunt behavior, okay?
She's loyal to the coin.
Exactly. No, she's loyal until she realizes that the people who hired her fucked her over, then she's loyal to the coin. But what I mean is, like, I like making villains or like high-level characters who aren't like, you can torture me all you like, I'm not gonna tell you shit. That's frustrating. Like, a person...
you're just not getting anywhere.
No, but she's the type of like, okay, I'll tell you everything. And they kept torturing her, and I'm like, she told you everything she knows, man. Like, what else do you want? And she obviously started
taking it a little bit far.
Yeah, she started like pleading for her life and like, hey, listen, I was hired to just... I'm sorry I stabbed and knocked you out, but you get it. I got hired to take this architect back to my boss. I would have left you all alive, but I needed the horse and you were on it, so... You know, nothing personal, Sylfania. Although there was some personal bullshit. If you watch the episode, you'll see what was personal in there. But it was like... It was just... it was frustrating because the entire episode, I was like, I expected this fight to be difficult. I expected one of the characters maybe to even die and have to go to a god to resurrect them. And then they just steamrolled over my badass assassin.
And just ruined your night.
They ruined my night. That's fine. But what's beautiful is they kept her alive and they just said, hey, just get out of the city. And she's like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to Charmant. Like, I'm going to to a different country. Because in that country, they have an assassin's guild, and they're paid really well, and they have dental and everything. She's like, why am I even working here? I'm gonna go to Charmant.
So, you know, the benefits here aren't very good.
No, the only reason she was working for them is because, like, the warlock level, she was, like, working for one of the demons of the pit. And so, you know, she got perks from it. But then when she realized she's also expendable, because she was told, like, you are the champion of this Fierna. And then she saw that... And, like, she was given these fancy daggers, and she was said, these are forged in the hells, whatever. You're a champion of Fierna. Fierna cannot manifest in the Stara. You're the only one who can provide her, you know. She was like, yes, I'm a special little snowflake. And then during the fight, she realized that one of the other players can use the daggers, and she's like, whoa, I'm not a special little snowflake? What do you mean? Fierna, you fucked me.
I'm not special anymore.
And so she got well pissed off, and she's like, okay, fuck it then, like... If I'm not special, I'm not wasting my time here. I'm gonna go get paid well. she just left. I like, personally, I love that move for her. It is very on character.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, sometimes this happens, and then like she can make an appearance in another campaign. I don't know. We'll see.
Have you ever done a D&D where you're playing and your character has unfortunately passed, but you really love that character? Or like DM'd and there was a character in your group and they unfortunately tragically passed and it was a very emotional moment?
No, I think mostly because in the campaign where I was a player, we had a character pass away, but we all kind of hated him.
Oh, fair enough.
Not the player, the character. It was,
okay,
and the character was like this 20-year-old elf that like would touch everything. Like, no matter how evil or cursed it is, he would fall headfirst in it. I'm like, it's a matter of time before he dies.
Yeah. Don't touch the booby trap.
No, exactly, like, to his own stupidity. There's nothing you can do to protect him from his own stupidity. And it wasn't like the character, like, was a tragic death. It was a fully expected, I'm surprised you lived this long kind of death. And then he made a new character, and it was fine. But in that campaign, it wasn't a character, it was NPC, and it was just for me. So... my character was like this warlock who was used to be a cleric, but the story was, because it was like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make an angsty character with a tragic backstory, of course. So the story was like, she was a cleric of this god of the sun, Sol, and you know, her mother was a cleric and her father was a paladin, and so was her brother. Like a whole family dedicated to this god. And then there was this lich who used to live in a kingdom nearby, but nobody used to like destroy him because he was like a noble and whatever. He wasn't like wanting to conquer the world, he just was a lich, you know. But you know, her god's squad knew he was evil, but their government didn't, you know. Whatever, politics. And so basically they sent a secret paladin order to intercept this lich, to kill him, you know, get rid of him. And her brother was in it, and then the Paladin Order got wiped. And she was 18 or 16 at the time, and she wanted to go with them because she wanted an adventure. So she snuck after them, and she saw them get completely fucking steamrolled. And her brother died in front of her eyes. So she, as a stupid 16-year-old, kind of thought, hey, I can bring my brother back if I like make a deal with this lich. But then I'll work against him, you know? I'll make sure I write this deal right. But she wasn't as smart as she thought, and what the lich did, he brought her brother back as a revenant, and now she was his warlock. Like, he owns her brother and her now. But the worst part of it was, she went back to the city, you know, they didn't bury the brother because, you know, he was gone. But she was used for like a year or two as a spy, but without her knowledge. So I thought my character fully knew she was a spy, and did all these things even though she didn't want to. But the way we wrote it was actually, there was a lot of documentation that got stolen, paperwork got moved, but that's because for moments of time she was actually mind controlled remotely, and so she wasn't aware she was doing this. But she got caught and like got tried as a witch, and they were about to like execute her, and then she escaped. And like that's where the campaign starts. She's an escaped witch of this like faith, and has to change her identity and like, you know, hang out with these ragamuffin whatever rogue sailor group to do things. And that was like the scary backstory of like, nobody needs to know about me, that I'm a witch and I'm a criminal, blah blah blah. And then it got to a point where I realized my father, the paladin, got kidnapped by, like, he was fighting some orcs. He was defending this like stronghold, and he got the orcs overran it, and they kidnapped him and taken him to their stronghold. And she was like, I know I'm a witch, I know I'm a criminal, but that's my father, I want to go rescue him because I can with this group of people. And we did.
I need to go rescue my guy.
Yeah, and then like the entire group was like, oh, it's your father, we have to go help you. And then he was so hostile towards her because he believed she was a witch, and like she was the one that like betrayed the faith, was a spy for a lich. Like, he was so disappointed, like, we're saving him, and he's like, you're coming back with me to get tried and executed if you must. And like my entire group was like, oh, we're gonna beat up your dad. Like, this is not happening. And the worst part of it, my character was like, no, I fully deserve this. I hate myself. Like, that was like a full like character thing. Like, no, he's right. Okay. I'm just like, listen, you can believe whatever you want. I'm just here to save you. But then I thought what we're gonna do is we're gonna save my dad, and then we're gonna like run away before we get to the town. You know, like, oh, you know, you hate me, but you can't catch me because like I'm an anti-hero. But what he did, like, he actually, the DM was really good. It's Gabe who was DMing this. We had a moment where she and her dad like were in this camp, and her dad just came up to her and asked her like, why did you do all of that? Like, just tell me.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I was like, all my character ever wanted, Celeste, was to be understood by her family, because she made a mistake at 16, right? Understandable. Yeah. But because of the way things worked out, nobody would even listen to her point of the story. And I'm like, all she ever wanted was to like explain herself. And then I had this cathartic one-on-one on my DM where I cried and I had like a full breakdown explaining to my father, well, my imaginary father, that I never meant to do any of this, that I thought I was smarter than I was. I thought I could fool a lich and bring my brother back because I saw him die in front of my eyes. And then I made things even worse because without my knowledge, and then he was like mentioning all of those crimes, and she's like, I don't remember doing them. And then like, he started understanding that she was mind controlled for half of it. And like some things she did, but they were like very minor. The big things that she was tried for were things she does not remember doing. But she was kind of really gaslit by her god. Because the way I made it like, as a warlock, he's always in my head. He knows exactly where I am. He knows what I'm thinking. He knows what I'm seeing. He can look through my eyes. Like, it's constant supervision. So yeah, and at this point, I finally got an amulet that I cannot be, like, you know, scryed upon kind of thing. And so she finally felt free a little bit. And so, she explained herself to her father, and that was very cathartic for me. I was cried. It was great. And then he made a very surprising decision. The father forgave her. He was like, I did not know that this was a thing. I'm so sorry. And I was like, oh my god. He's like, but you have to go back with me because you cannot keep running. You have to face the trial. I will be a witness. We can bring like your mother in. We can basically the way it works, like they summon a celestial who judges you from your god. Like, but they do have a full trial. It's like, you have to come home to have a trial. I will be your witness. And I was like, Yeah, we're going back. And we went back to this town and we had this trial and like she bared her soul in front of this angel and this there was this like divine forgiveness. Like she still had to do like community service. It's not community
I
service,
was
but
gonna
like
say there must be
no,
some
there
kind
was
of
punishment in a
for
way.
this.
Like she had to sign a geas, which is like a magical contract with this angel. Like she's going to work to repay the damage she has done, and she will like fight for the good, and she will, if the god summons her to like, oh, there's this evil artifact that's about to be unleashed, you have to go do it. Like you have to go do it.
Yeah. You must go do it now.
You have to have like there's a parole journal. Like every week you have to write in this journal and it goes to your parole officer. Like they check up on you. Like there were conditions, but she was forgiven, and she never thought she was gonna be. She thought she was like, that's it, I'm a dead woman. The only thing I can do in my wretched life is to try to get rid of this lich. Like that was the only thing she was thinking of at the beginning of the campaign. But now she's like, I have hope. My family forgave me. I may even rescue my brother. I may kill the lich. Like, we may be able to rescue his soul from being a revenant. And then a few episodes later, because this is always just the emotional thing. A few episodes later, I'm not going to explain the detail what happens, but something happens, and we accidentally bring a particular relic into the city that we didn't know. Like, we didn't know what to do with it. We found this relic in a dungeon. We're like, it's bad. Where should we take it? And we're like, oh, there's a celestial, a literal godsend who probably has a vault somewhere that can hide this. So we brought it back to the city where we can summon the celestial. We summoned the celestial, was like, hey, here's this ball of evil. Please get rid of it. We're just mortals. And the celestial was like, thank you.
This nuclear device.
Yeah, good job.
You.
Like, I will dispose of this properly. Kind of. However, he didn't.
Oh, dear.
And then the city got overrun. And my dad died.
Oh.
And I wasn't there because I was off on another adventure.
You were out adventuring.
And my dad died. And I was like, Gabe, you gave me catharsis. You gave me forgiveness. And then you kill my fucking dad? Like, it was I was livid. Because like if this happened without her having that whole arc of forgiveness with her father, she would have been pissed off at the lich, and she would have been driven by her hatred more. But it wouldn't hurt as much as this did, because he gave me hope and he took it away from me, and I will never forgive him for that. I am still mad at him for this. God. So that's my emotional D&D story.
That's the emotional D&D story.
I feel like everything else, I've never had a more emotional arc than this one. This was the biggest one that I still remember to this day in detail. Like, in horrifying detail. Because unfortunately, everything was a consequence of my actions. Because I did not know. Because I was stupid. That, like, literally the entire story. And I'm like...
You fool.
Exactly.
Oh,
and the only thing that perpetuated was self-hatred. I mean, it worked for my character. It was great.
did it affect you in real life where you just weren't able to go back your day? So,
no, I think I was actually going through a lot of depression and self-hatred at the time. So it reflected in my character. So that's why the catharsis with dad's forgiveness was like so like physically emotional to me. Because I was like, I'm not going through the same thing. There's no, I'm not a warlock, but it's like the same feelings of, I hate myself because I'm so stupid. If only I haven't done this. Like, things would have worked out differently. God, I hate myself so much. There is no forgiveness for me because everything is my fault. And then somebody saying, no, it's not. It's okay.
Yeah.
I still love you.
Okay.
And then you're like,
yeah.
And then your DM kills that character, and you're like, fuck! Why did you do
they
this?
were the only thing that fixed me.
No, he was like, you gave me so much juice, I just had to milk it. I was like, oh, you bitch. But I equal hate and love him for it, because it was such a good moment, but also...
Yeah, I was going to say, it must have been a good story moment.
Oh, yeah, it was. But he traumatized me. Oh, well, how about you? I'm curious. Did you have any, like, any big emotional moments in any, like, not D&D, but, like, role-playing games you've done?
Oh, Sylfania?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you cut out for a moment. Say that again?
No, I was asking, do you have any favorite, like, moments in role-playing games you've done, or D&D you've played, or...
Well, oh, blimey. So, I've only recently gotten back into it, because, I did it, like, 8 years ago. Where I did a D&D session. I only remember parts of it, but I remember our DM was very good. It was one of the first ones I ever did, and it was something about the king was plotting to like basically backstab us after we did like this mission for him. But he would like take us outside one by one to like listen in on conversations, so then the other players didn't actually hear what was said, so it was only exclusively you. And then he ended it with a to be continued, and we never continued it. It really made me sad. But recently I've been playing I played 2 recent ones off stream. They were with like other streamers, which was really cool. So whenever I do D&D, now when I do D&D, I always still play Sheriff Grin. I know it's weird, but like I show up to every scenario like, oh hey guys, my name's Sheriff Grin. I stream on Twitch. I've got like 3 subscribers. You don't want to mess with me.
And somebody's like, what is Twitch? And you're like, don't worry about it.
No, don't worry. It's a whole nother universe.
It's okay.
And I always play human because I like being human. I like being the underdog. And yeah, so in one of the campaigns we're doing it's called a dungeon crawl, isn't it? When you just play in a dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically we did something naughty. We split the party, which wasn't my fault. I was looking into outhouses like lavatories and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was like looking into a lavatory and someone else had pushed me in, and then I somehow like ended up in this whole cave system. And there was I don't know what it's called, but there's like this worm. Like a giant like sandworm from like Doom, just waltzing, like running around the cave. I was like, fucking hell.
That's what eats your shit.
Yeah. It's like, well, getting back to the environment. But then we had to like basically, and then someone else jumped in after me, not to rescue me. They just wanted to see what else is down there. And then we just ended up in this other caves, like this sort of like cave system, where there were like bats or giant. There was like a giant bat and like giant cockroaches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something. Okay, if you walk within this certain amount of distance of them, you're going to alert them. I was like, okay, and I thought I was walking the correct like distance from them, but I accidentally wasn't, and they all like turned and attacked me and ate me. And that's how Sheriff Grin died in his first campaign.
Oof.
Yeah.
I have a slightly different story about my character. It wasn't a death per se, but it went in a completely different direction. So we were playing. It's one of the campaigns we actually finished, because we didn't finish that campaign in Celeste. It's just hanging out there. But this character, I played a human ranger, and guess what? His mom and dad are still alive. His mom's a blacksmith. His dad's a bard. He has a younger sister who's a competent alchemist, and a newborn baby sister who was just born to his mom. He is a normal dude, okay? His family are amazing. His father is like ex-revolutionary bard who was like super cool, but he settled down with his mother because she's a legendary blacksmith. Or like who knows like old ways of blacksmithing. His sister is like has her own department of alchemy in like she's amazing at only like 20 in her 20s, and he's like, I'm not good at any of that, but I like to be in the woods because I'm really autistic. And I was like, hey, you know what? That's him. He's just gonna be a ranger. Yeah. And he had a little like to explain why he was a Feywild, the Feywild Ranger, the Feywalker. Literally, the story was he accidentally wandered into the Feywild in the woods, because that happens. The Feywild is weird. And then he came upon this god, like this archfey, who are not gods. They're just very powerful fey. And he thought it was a god because he was just so magnificent. And obviously the archfey was very flattered, and he was just like, you know what? Yeah, I am a god. Sure. And my character was just like, I will worship thee, O Lord of the Hunt, like whatever. And he's like, sure, here's a
Yeah.
tin flower, just keep it with you. And he's like, yes, thank you, it's a gift from my god. And he went back to the world, and basically that tin flower is like a TV screen for the Archfey to just keep tabs on him, because like
Oh,
you're
oh.
interesting, you're an interesting human, your life is cool, but like I wasn't a cleric, but my god would talk to me because, well, he's not really a god again. Anyway, so the whole, like, that's the thing to explain the Feywalker, but he was like the dirty autistic guy who, like, at the beginning of the campaign, because they needed a guide to go through the woods to fight these drow, and obviously he's like the ranger, but
Yeah.
he wouldn't sleep with the party. He'd like go out back into the woods and like sleep on the dirt or something, because he's just very autistic and very shy. And the first, I was like, okay, the entire campaign, I'm gonna be because Celeste, in the previous campaign, my backstory was what was basically, I was the only one who wrote the backstory, so my backstory was the plot. I was the main character, and I was like, okay.
You were the protagonist.
And also, I had the most charisma, and I was the one who actually thought before we did anything. I wasn't a murder hobo, so I was running the party. I was the party leader. I was deciding what we did.
Yeah.
So at this campaign, I decided, it was the same group of people, but different DM. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a backseat, and I'm going to be the quiet autistic guy who is not going to make decisions, to like let someone else shine. And that's how I was playing him. That's how I planned to play him. However, I miscalculated.
Here comes the however.
I miscalculated because the rest of the party were again murder hobos, and nobody wanted to step up to be the leader. And when we went into the woods, I was kind of trying to be like, I am the guide, but I'm not the leader. Like, you tell me where to go, and I will take you there. I will say this is dangerous, but if you want to go, I'm not going to stop you. Like, I'm not your leader. And we got one of the player characters killed really quickly, like the first 5 episodes, and he had to like roll a new character. And my character got so traumatized by this, because that was the one and only time he had to lead, to the point where he just refused to make decisions. He, like, my character, by making this decision of like, okay, we're in the woods, we're in my domain, this is how we're going to approach this, he was trying to do tactics. Trying. And then he failed because someone died. I mean, it wasn't his fault. Completely wasn't his fault. The only reason we're all alive is because, last-ditch effort, he prayed to his god of the hunt, and the god of the hunt sent a direwolf to, like, just help. So technically, because of him, it's the only reason everybody else is alive. But, of course, because he's really autistic and very shy, the first person, like, immediately blames himself. Like, okay, one of the people died here. I'm the ranger. I'm supposed to be the one taking care of them, and he died. It's my fault. I'm never going to make any decisions again. That's it. I'm just not going to do that. And so, from then on, even if I'm Natalie, like, or Sylfania, no, this is bad. Like, this is a bad decision. The party is making a bad decision. But because I was playing him, I was like, I'm just going to go with whatever they decide. Because I refuse to make a decision.
You're not taking control.
And so, the hesitation, the character arc is insane. So I made a backstory also, in addition to the fact that he's like not very special. The only special thing about him is that he's just good at staying quiet in the woods. Like, kind of, that's it.
Okay.
There was another thing about like his past. He met this like super cool sorcerer who wanted him to like pair up with him to like fight these monsters, to get monster parts for like potions and spells and shit. And that cool sorcerer is very, like, pansexual. So he was like, oh, you're a virgin. Let me fix that. And it was, like, a very aggressive relationship where my character, his name was Elric, he was kind of too overwhelmed to say, not to say no.
Maybe a bit too overwhelmed, or...
Sorry?
What were they too overwhelmed for the situation?
Yeah, or... it was a bit... No, he was in this relationship, but it was, like, the first time anybody, like, paid attention and showed interest in him. And so he was like, he wasn't sure whether this is healthy. He was like, I guess this is how relationships are. But the guy was always like, he would appear, hang out with him for a few days, bang, 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 and then he would leave and never talk to him for like 3 months. And then come back again if he needs something. Like, but for Elric, he thought that was a relationship. Like, he didn't know any better, right? And so it ended up with eventually Elric being like, I love him more than he loves me. I can't keep doing this, because I don't hate him, but I have to break up with him. Thanks, Vulcan. Yeah, clowning here. He redeemed clown face, so I'm kind of clown face now. But it was a very like deep thing of him understanding like, okay, I need to let go now, and so he just broke contact and never spoke to this guy again. And that I get that as a backstory to the DM, and it never came up until like the very end. But anyway, I mean that also added to his autism. You know, the lack of social, just understanding social cues and like the loner persona. So, and then I think what happened, yeah, there was a bunch of stuff that happened, and other characters made mistakes, and it ended up with the town where my mom and my dad lived being controlled by a demon. And us having to do the demon's bidding, or they would kill my parents.
Yeah.
And we went to do the demon's bidding, but then we got sidetracked, because that's what happens. And as my character doesn't make decisions, because he's like, if I'm in the show my voice, it's gonna get worse. His mom died.
Oh, no.
And, of course, he blames... Guess who he blames? Himself, because that checks out. But he still wouldn't make any decisions, and it just ended up with him... I always thought of him as gonna be like the normal guy, like everybody's going murder hope, and he's like, guys, can we not?
Do this?
But it ended up with him being like, do whatever you want. I don't care anymore. I'm just a waste of space. I hope I die. Like, you know, it ended up with that, and I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
But I was like, where else am I gonna go with this character? This is the only way. And so
this is the only path for this character.
It got to a point where even the DM felt so bad. He made like there is an NPC who's like an ancient elf who like woke up from this deep dream, whatever. And he was like the one that talked to Elric a lot and like tried to like understand him. And I was like, yeah, you're trying to get me a therapist. And it was like, oh, here's a potential romantic interest for Elric if you want one to like help him heal. But I'm like, nah, boy, it's too fucked up. He'll probably just want a hug and then like he is this close from offing himself, like this close. The only thing keeping him going is because we had this mission that we had a time limit. If we don't do certain things, the world is gonna end in like 2 months. And this is why we didn't do the thing for the demon for my family, because we had the 2-month deadline.
Okay.
To save the world. And also one of our companions died, but we could resurrect him if we took him to this mountain with this lightning god. And we needed this character to save the world. So it was a decision, like, it wasn't just like...
to keep him alive.
Yeah, it wasn't just like, oh, we got sidetracked and let my mom die. It was more like, we were on a timeline and we had to prioritize. And we thought, hey, this demon can wait, like, a week. We have things to do. And apparently the demon could not. So, oh yeah, and, like, it only killed my mom. Like, my dad and my sister are still alive and they hate me. Oh, like, they hate Elric for that, because they know that it's, like, Elric's fault that their mom is dead.
That happened. Yeah.
But they don't know what actually happened, but that's what they know. And Elric is not... The problem with him was he would not, like, defend himself. He'd just, like, take it and be like, yeah, you're right. I'm a piece of shit. And that does not help, like, as if probably if he explained himself, they might have understood. Yeah. But he just didn't even bother, because he was like, no, they're right. I'm a piece of shit. I'm just gonna go with it. And it was such a tragic thing, because, like, the entire character was so tragic. It was fun to play, though. And then by the end of the game, we ended up, like, making a choice between the guy who we were helping all this time, but who ended up being a little bit evil, as is, you know, or this ancient dragon queen who could save the world, and she was oppressed. Like, the dragons were oppressed by the ancient people of the guy we were helping. And so she's like, bastards. I understand you mortals don't remember this back in the day and we were oppressed, but I'm willing to save your world if you free me and you become my people, and I become the queen of this world. Like, I will save it, but I will be its queen. And it was a choice that we had to make, because she was ready to save the world, but the other guy only wanted to save his dead love. And, you know, save the world was like an excuse.
Nothing else was important to them.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, we made a choice for the Dragon Queen, and my character was like, I pledge allegiance to you and everything. Oh, no, sorry, my character actually, I forgot about that. He died, and he got, like, reincarnated. Not resurrected. Reincarnated. Okay. Because we didn't have resurrection spell. But he got reincarnated into an elf, which made it even worse, because he became immortal. Like, all of his family and friends are gonna die, and he's gonna stay living. Like, to a depressed guy, that is even worse.
Yeah.
And so, like, he was an elf at this point who was, like, connected to the Feywild, but he then pledged to the Dragon Queen, and then the Dragon Queen and the Archfey had, like, a fight over his soul, and the Dragon Queen won. and he became like her immortal servant. But at this point, like the character was just like throwing his life away. He was like, I don't care who owns me. I just want to save the world. Like, it's my life is fucked already. Like, the least I could do.
The least I could do is save it, goddammit.
Exactly, save the world. But it was like, I feel like that character was so needlessly, like, it started as a normal dude. That's why you say, I'm just a normal human. I'm like, that's what I was. I ended up an immortal servant of the Dragon Queen.
And that's how I ended up here.
Yeah, you never know. You start with like a normal cowboy human, and you end up savior of the world, but too depressed to keep living. Like, bro.
I don't know if I can fix him.
No. But like, I really wanted. Elric was like my baby. I was like, yes, a poor baby. I want to fix this for him. But he would like, sometimes you have to play in character, right? You have to play in character.
There isn't really a way out of it.
No.
Sort of thing.
And then if you go with it, it's actually a lot more fun because you're like, I don't know where this is gonna go.
Yeah.
This is a new path for me. And I find it's cathartic. You work through a lot of like, I worked through a lot of my like relationship awkwardness through Elric. I worked through a lot of my, I guess, surprisingly, social anxiety through Elric.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of roleplay scenarios can help in real life issues.
Yeah. And I find like I always make characters who have like, not like, I'm not a angsty goth warlock girl with daddy issues. nor my
what you want.
nor my sheltered gay autistic ranger loner dude. Like, I'm neither of those things. But there are aspects of my personality that I imbue into the characters. Like at the time, the self-loathing and the responsibility and the dramaticism of Celeste. Then later I guess the anxiety, just anxiety, that word, of Elric, and the constant self-depreciation for no reason. Like, dude, just explain yourself. Stop blame. It's not your fault. But it is, though. Like,
yeah.
It's
your fault, but
thing is,
get over it.
with Celeste, it fully was her fault all the time because she didn't know. With Elric, it's actually completely not his fault at all, but he blames himself still. And sometimes, like, nowadays, maybe it's because when you do a lot of roleplay, you end up playing a character that you're like, I'm definitely none of these things, but it'd be interesting to see what this character does in this situation.
Sort of thing, yeah.
I guess you have to play enough to like get to that level, but
yeah.
So what class do you play as a ranger? Oh, sorry, as a sheriff, Grin, when you play
gunslinger.
Does your DM always run gunslinger, or do they sometimes like no gunslingers on?
They made an exception for me.
Okay.
All I asked was like, are there guns? could I
have a gun?
pistol?
Well, to be
Could
fair,
I shoot my way out of the situation? And they were like, yeah, there's a class for that. And then they gave it to me. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, the first campaign, Percy, Legend of Vox Machina on Prime, everybody go watch it. Season 4 is coming out soon. I'm not sponsored to say this, I'm just obsessed.
You're sponsored?
I'm not.
You heard it here first, folks. Sylfania is sponsored.
No, shut up. So Mighty 9 is coming out in November. Also watch that.
The promo code today.
No, go watch Mighty 9, because that's my favorite campaign in Critical Role. It's coming out in Prime in November. But anyway, the first campaign, the reason why Percy had a gun was because he wanted to play the custom gunslinger like class that Matthew made.
I remember that because he was the first one to make that.
But the entire world did not, like, the entire world of Exandria did not have guns. And so Matt was like, from all the lore I wrote and everything, there's no guns in Exandria. And he's like, can I, like, be the first inventor of the gun? And make it, like, a demon from hell gave me the recipe because it is a machine that kills people? And at first it's cool, but then the backstory is the fact that people want that kind of machine, and then they started mass producing it, and now we have a war in our hands.
And now there's war.
Matthew was just like, yes. So they just did that. And so one way to have guns in a world that doesn't have guns is just be the dude who invented guns.
Yeah.
And like his guns also had
I
this
never
like,
really thought of it that way.
yeah, just be the dude who invents them. Like if
Yeah.
if there's no guns, just be like, I will be the dude who invents them. And that's why like give me penalties. Give me the fact that like if I need to do ammo, I need to make ammo. So I need to take downtime to sit and make my own fucking ammo because there's no ammo in the world. I need to go get reagents. My guns
I
can
need to
jam.
start me a factory.
Yeah, and if the guns jam, I'm screwed. Like, I think if he rolled a nat 1 or something, his gun would be, like, just broken for the rest of the fight until he fixes it or something. Like, there's mechanics to the class, which I'm like, it's OP, but it also makes it not that OP.
Yeah.
He actually had to, like, I think in the game, he had to count his rounds, and he was like, a lot of the time when they had downtime, he's like, I'm gonna try to make improvements. I'm going to try to make ammo. I'm gonna try to, like a full production kind of roleplay thing. Because Matt was like, I'm not gonna let you just chill with it. Like, arrows? Yeah, you can just buy arrows everywhere. They're fucking available, man.
Yeah, but in this universe, they don't exist.
Yeah, like, bullets, you're gonna have to make your own. And I think that's how you can get away with being a gunslinger in any situation.
Or hit them with the old... I was hit by a truck and transferred to another universe.
Yeah, truck could.
And I just so happen to bring my guns.
The truck could. I mean, you were in the. If you were in the U.S., that's not a. I think I've seen like an NRA. Sorry. One really cool comedy show I can recommend is called Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. He's a British comedian who does commentary on American politics.
It has a late night show, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, it's called Last Week Tonight, and it's on YouTube. I think the first 8 seasons are fully on YouTube because Now TV only does like last 2 seasons. So you can watch them full episodes for free, and he's hilarious. And so he was explaining this like NRA segment, explaining about the NRA. There was this one ad where this guy was like, "How many guns can I conceal on my person?" And he's just wearing like a polo shirt and some like khakis. He just looks like a regular, like, Walmart dweller. And he's like, okay, and starts pulling out guns. He had 23 guns on this person. And I'm like, where? How? Where did... What? Where did you put them?
Where did these come from?
Exactly. So, your idea of being, transmigrated by Truck Kun and having guns with you is fully plausible if you're in the US. And you're a big fan of the NRA, so...
I will admit, when I was making my last 2 characters, I did... well, my 2 characters being Sheriff Grin, I did heavily say, I'm gonna buy dynamite. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for, but I'm gonna take it with me.
I mean, you're a sheriff. You must have a stick of dynamite and a revolver at all times, and a whip.
I've got a stick of dynamite and a dream.
Stick of dynamite, revolver, a whip, and a lasso. That's all you need as a sheriff.
Door doesn't open. Dynamite.
Dynamite. You need to wrangle a horse or a person? Lasso! Or whip.
They're getting away. Gun.
Revolver. It has to be specifically a revolver.
Oh, okay. A revolver. Use blast attack.
Because you know, westerns.
In your Daggerheart, do you allow gunslingers, or is it like a not allowed class? If it's not, it's fine.
I don't think there is. However, if you pick a class, the way Daggerheart works, I mean, I'll explain it more during your character creation, because the reason why I want to make it together is so we can all help you build it, and you can do the backstory with the rest of the characters. But the whole idea is anybody can wear any kind of armor, and anybody can have any kind of weapon. The only difference is, with weapons, like if a weapon is a finesse weapon, which I think a gun would be, and you pick like a paladin or a warrior, which your main stat is strength, you're gonna suck with that gun. But you can still use it. If you pick a class where the finesse is like the main attack one, then yeah, sure, you can have a gun. Because again, it's all cinematic. There's not really like proper mechanics to it. It's more of a what fits the narrative. And about the armor, which is really cool. So like I explained that like a wizard can have plate armor stats, but plate armor has detrimental to like focus and like constitution. And the way to explain it is you're basically, instead of wearing plate armor like a wizard, it's more of you're a wizard who's constantly maintaining a defensive spell on yourself that will make it hard to hit you, but you're less reactive to things because you're constantly concentrating. And that's how you can get away with having the stats of a plate armor while being a wizard. By taking a penalty to your, like, evasion or something.
Yeah.
And that's for fully allowed in Daggerheart. As long as you can bullshit your way out of it. The rule of Daggerheart is as long as you can bullshit your way out of it and it sounds believable, it's a believable bullshit, you can do it.
I'm good at bullshitting.
Exactly. That's why Daggerheart is easy. And I made it, like, in Daggerheart, I've noticed, like, as a DM, the moment you're like, fuck the rules, just it's fine. The rules are guidelines. It is so much more fun, because then the players themselves give you crazy shit, and you're like, okay, yes, let's go.
Let's do this.
Yeah, and the combat, I find, it feels a lot more lethal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Would you say the combat's better in Daggerheart?
It's different. Because in D&D, it's very structured, so it has turn order, and it has action, bonus action, movement. The monsters also, like, you can sometimes have lair actions, but most of the time, like, you know the rules, right? If you're in a party, you can plan your way of, like, this is how we're gonna do it. In Daggerheart, every time you do something, you can succeed to hit something, but then you succeed with fear, and then it automatically goes to the enemies, because I've gained fear. So you succeed in hitting it, and then everybody else had plans, but those plans got foiled because now it's fear time, and I go, and the landscape changes. But the good thing about Daggerheart, or maybe the bad thing is, when it is player's turn, there is no, like, it's your turn, Sheriff, then it's this person. You decide amongst themselves. If somebody wants to go twice, they can. If somebody wants to go, like, last, you can. If somebody wants to go first and has an idea, you can. You can join with another player, and both of you go at the same time. The thing is, if you roll with hope, your turn continues. You guys are hopeful. You're on a roll. You just keep going. The moment you roll with fear, fuck you, it's my turn. Oh yeah, I didn't feed him. This is dinner. He ate late breakfast anyway. Sorry, the dog.
Oh, that's all good. How is our four-legged friend?
Our four-legged friend is better. He doesn't limp that much anymore, and he can run. I've seen him run. He doesn't seem to be in pain, but again, you can never tell with dogs. We'll go to the vet on Tuesday, and we'll know.
Beautiful.
Yeah. He's a happy boy. That's all you need to know.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, now that Sam is back from his trip, so, dog is happy. I always go to work, so he's not that depressed when I'm gone, but when Sam is gone, he's like, what do I do? He never leaves the house, man!
Why did they take Mother away from me?
No, like, Mother, she leaves all the time, but Dad, no! Father!
Aww.
Yeah, he loves me more, but he's more attached to Sam.
Aww.
Yeah.
How long have you had,
He's about a year and, like, 8 months. He's like 18, 19 months.
Yeah, blimey, I remember when you first got him and showed him everyone on stream.
Yeah. He was a puppy. It was a it was June 2024.
He has really grown though, hasn't he? I mean, I know dogs do grow up fast, but
yeah, he has, yeah. And he's still growing. He's gonna grow a little bit until he's at least 2 years old, which is like until June 26th. And then he's gonna be adult then until he's at least 7. After that, he's elderly.
oh.
Yeah.
But he'll still have a good time.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how you're feeling. This was lots of fun. I feel like maybe we wanna like talk a little bit more and probably wrap it up soon because we've been talking for like 3.5 hours. I don't know if you need to go.
Blimey, yeah, we've nearly 3.5.
I know. So maybe like any last burning questions, maybe from chat if anybody wants to ask. It's your time now. Or if nobody in chat does, we can like last topic of discussion, and then we'll probably wrap up. Yes, Archie is the bestest boy. You're right, Vulcan.
What kind of treats does Archie like?
Ooh, he loves Bonios.
Oh, does he?
So
My sister's
much.
dog loves that.
It's obsessed with them. I actually tried some. They're pretty good. They just don't taste like any. It's literally just like, what's it? Wheat and like butter or something. It has no sugar. It's just like a biscuit, but like it doesn't taste like anything.
Sylfania likes dog food confirmed.
Okay, not gonna lie, tinned dog food. You know, like those tins that you open up.
Yeah.
God, I love the smell. Sam is like, the
Okay.
smell's disgusting, but I'm like, it smells like pate, and I love pate. It just smells so good. I don't know.
I remember when there was like a meme going around for a while, like about you know when there are like people really into gyms, like, oh, I gotta get my protein. It's like reading the side cans of dog food because like they have like high concentrated
Yes!
amounts of protein.
Yeah, Vulcan.
Yeah.
So here's a little bit of Sylfania lore I haven't dropped anywhere, but for a while Archie needed to be on wet food because he had some intestinal problems. And when I opened those like cans of wet food, it brought me back to like when I was a kid in Russia. We did not eat dog food in Russia, okay? But we had this pate that had the same smell. And you would spread it on butter and add some salt and bread and you would just eat it. And I'm like, it was this like salty meat paste that was so good. And it smelled exactly the same, and it was such a nostalgic smell that I was just sitting there smelling the tin, and then Sam comes in and is like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Like, ugh, I'm just getting my fix, okay? You don't understand.
Yeah.
I can quit anytime.
And he was like, it smells, it reeks, and I'm like, no, it smells it smells delicious, and Sam was like, you're a freak. And I'm like, I know, but it's good.
Isn't in Russia, isn't mayonnaise a big thing out there? I've heard they're like
Yes.
it's a very common ingredient for things.
Sir, why are you crying again? Alright, come here for pets while I talk.
I was actually crying.
Come here for pets while I talk. Come here. There we go, good boy. Oh,
Archie. Howl if you're in danger.
No, he just wants pets. I can pet him and talk. This is easy. I can't game and talk. I cannot pet him in game, but I can pet him and talk. So mayonnaise, we actually put it in our Olivier salad and a lot of our salads. We put a lot of the time when you make like, you know, cutlets. I guess like instead of like big meatloaf, we make like small pieces of meatloaf, like meatballs, but they're bigger. We call them cutlets.
Okay.
So when we make cutlets with like meat cutlets, we always put mayo on the cutlets. When we and even if we eat it with like pasta or rice or whatever, we put the mayo on the cutlet only, and then we have that. We don't really have sauce with rice and whatever. Maybe it's just me, but then I always put mayo on bread, and then I put sardines.
Sardines?
So rye bread, mayo instead of butter, and sardines on top is mint. So good.
I'll have to give it a go.
But it has to be a particular mayo. Like Heinz is not the right one. There needs to be like the closest I can find is like quail egg mayo. It's like a lighter type of mayonnaise.
Yeah.
There is a brand in Russia that, I mean, they do also do it in Belarus, but I struggle to find it anywhere else. But it is so addicting, I can just eat it with a spoon.
Fair enough. Mayonnaise ice cream.
No, that is too much. But yeah, Vulcan is sitting there like writing down all this wild Sylfania lore.
Is caviar quite common in Russia?
Yes, actually. So
I was gonna say because I saw some documentary a while back and it was like they were like, oh yeah, caviar is a really common thing.
Yeah, so red caviar, which is like salmon roe. So the red caviar that comes from salmon. My mom used to buy by the bucket. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but it wasn't expensive. Yeah. It was like, I'd say for 20 quid you can get like a bucket of caviar. By bucket I mean like, you know, like ice cream tubs. You know the Ben and Jerry's. Yeah, Ben and Jerry ice cream tub size. You can get that much for about 20 quid.
Wow.
Which is not like it's not cheap, but it's not expensive. It's like it's mid price. That is common. Black caviar, like actual caviar, that is pricey. Like you will get a tiny little piece for like 50 quid. Like it's usually from a certain. The only difference is it's all fish roe. It's like fish eggs, but they're from different kinds of fish. So the red one comes from salmon, and that's super common. The black one comes from sturgeon, and sturgeon is an endangered like fish species, so you can only get so much of it. But every New Year's Eve we would have like both. You would splurge. You would like save up the entire year and then just splurge. For birthdays and New Year's Eve. But the red caviar was common. I would have. I like it more because it's a bit more salty. I don't know, the black one, I find like I don't like. It's like the way I could explain it. Have you had boba tea before?
I have. It's not my thing.
Yeah, do you know, but instead of tapioca pearls, which are the chewy ones, you get the popping pearls, like you get the fruit ones, and then they
yeah.
pop in your mouth and there's like a burst of juice. So red caviar is the same thing. And as a kid, it was delicious because you would like pop it in your mouth and there's like salty, briny taste coming out with like butter and bread, and it was great. The black caviar was a bit too small for that, and it was just, I guess it was too refined for me, and it was always too salty. I never liked it. I loved red salmon roe. I also, my favorite dish as a kid, you know how, you go to restaurants and all the kids get like tiny pizza and like a tiny chicken nuggets, and like everybody else is eating steak and whatever, and the kids get a pizza. My favorite dish as a child was crayfish.
Crayfish?
Like boiled crayfish. I would kill for that shit. Like as a kid, it was hard work to clean them, but I loved the taste. Okay, I have just weird taste buds. Let's just agree on that. Let's just agree on this.
Unique taste buds.
I'm very unique. Let's just put it that way. Most of the things I find delicious, many people look and say, ew. And I'm like, well, you ain't gonna eat it. Guess I will. And also, like, it's not like it's developed as an adult. It was there from when I was a kid. I fucking loved the taste of beer. My parents would get me 0% beer, and as a 6-year-old, I would, like, chug it. I loved it. I needed the bitter. I don't know why. I really loved the bitter taste.
You have that craving for it.
Yeah. And then I stopped for a long time, and then I went back. Now I'm back to beer. But, like, with alcohol
You're
now.
off it for so long now, you're back on it.
But with alcohol now. But before it was, like, non-alcoholic beer. But I also loved, like, salty food more than sweet. I didn't really like sweets. So give me pickles. Give me sauerkraut. Give me like salted fish. You know the shit they like sell in like pubs and stuff? Give me that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's my favorite snack. That's a treat for me. Like if my parents were like, I would go out with them anywhere, they would be drinking beer and I'd get like my juice or my 0% beer, and then I'm like sitting there and they're about to get like nuts and snacks, and I would go ham on the peanuts. And I would also go ham on, like, the salted, calamari. Like, salted calamari. Like, dry salted calamari. All the other kids around would be like, Mom, I want ice cream. Mom, I want chocolate. I'm like, Mom, I want calamari. She's like, all right.
Feed me.
And she's like, why do you have taste buds of an old man? I'm like, who gives a fuck? I love it. So the crayfish, the way we cook them, they're very seasonal. And we live on a river. So they're very common to fresh water. Like, freshwater crayfish. And our river has a lot of like, I get not mud, but like green, like if you put your foot in it, it gets stuck in it. I don't know what's it called, but like at the bottom of the river, there's like a huge, like the entire river is covered in that, which is a great environment for crayfish. They'll love that shit. And so every September, October is the season to catch them, because that's when they have already spawned. And they grow to like medium size, but they haven't really mated yet. Oh no, they have already mated, so it's okay to catch them because you're not going to kill the population. And so that's when they're the cheapest, and that's also when my birthday's up. So every birthday, my mom would go to the market and get like 5 kilos in a sack, because they have to be alive. She would grab the sack, go home, put them in the bathtub, wash it with some water to get them some life, and, throw away the dead ones because you're not supposed to eat them. They're toxic. And then she would boil a giant vat of, like broth, which would be, like, dill, a little bit of beer, a little bit of vodka in there, like dill. Just, like, salty broth that's boiling, and then she would, like, drop them in there while they're alive. And she'd do 5 kilos of that, and I would go through those, like, 5 kilos in one night.
Oh, I got another question. Like, I know vodka is a very common Russian, like, stereotype drink. Are you a vodka person?
Surprisingly, no. It doesn't taste like anything.
I was gonna say, because I know you like port.
Yeah, I like port because it's like just better wine. I'm not gonna lie, it's just better wine.
Better wine. I mean, that is a good statement to put it.
But with vodka, I like it in a cocktail, of course. I love making cocktails. Vodka is a staple. But on its own, it just doesn't taste like anything. If I had to take shots...
isn't very much.
I mean, vodka, like, if you have to take, like, punishment shots, vodka is the easiest because it doesn't taste like anything. It's just alcohol. But I would rather have it with something. I really like rum now.
Do you?
Yeah, because Sam really likes rum, and he got me on some really good rum. I love Highland whiskey.
Oh yeah, Highland whiskey's a good
Highland
one.
whiskey, especially like I have special like certain brands I love. That's a tree, okay?
Hmm.
Love that shit.
Do you ever go like whiskey tasting and all that?
Yes, I've been to Edinburgh twice,
Oh,
and I've been to whiskey tasting
have you?
twice, and I'm
Oh,
like, I want to do it
I really
again.
want. I
It's
really want to go to Edinburgh and do that. My
oh,
dad
I
went to Edinburgh
listen,
recently and he did
listen.
that. I was like, oh,
It costs a penny, but you need to
I
go.
know.
You need to go to the whiskey experience that's near the Edinburgh Castle because they take you through the history. It has the largest collection in the world of like original whiskeys, the most expensive one. It has a history of how they make the whiskey, explains the difference between Highland, Speyside, Isla. You get to taste a bunch of them, and by the end of it, there's a shop, and you can literally, whatever you taste, you can buy it.
The best part of any museum or tour is the gift shop.
Yes. And like I've been to that experience twice, once with my parents, once with my boyfriend, and every time I came out with like, when I went the second time, my parents were like, "Can you find us that whiskey you brought last time?" I'm like, okay. So every time I go, I buy more and more whiskeys, and I'm like, more and more in debt to myself. But it's worth it. I'd say definitely. I'm sure there's a lot of other whiskey tastings, but that one gives you a tour, gives you an explanation if you know nothing about whiskeys, gives you a taster of a lot of different ones, and gives you an expert. Like when you want to buy something and you're like, I want to find something similar to that one, but more fruity. The person will be like, right, this bottle, and they'll be correct because they actually work and like it's like a whiskey museum where you can buy whiskey.
Yeah.
So definitely go for that.
I will.
Yeah.
Oh, have you ever had White Russians?
Yes.
Oh, do you like those? I like those.
I like White Russians. I don't like a Russian mule because I hate ginger ale, but I like White Russians.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm not a fan of ginger ale.
So I have a funny story about White Russians. I know I always have a funny story about everything, but I have a funny story about White Russians because I was in Sheffield when I was a student, and I was in this martial arts.
Sheffield?
Yeah, Sheffield. I was in this martial arts club, and we had this thing. Whenever new people joined, we'd take them on a pub crawl, and then there was this one place that was open until 5 a.m. It was called West Street Live, and the reason it was called that is because they always had like random live bands in there. But also, the cocktails were 2 for 1. All of them.
Nice.
So...
that is good value.
Yeah, so what we would do is... normal cocktail price, but 2 for 1. So we would buy the newcomers a shot that was called a Chuck Norris, which was basically... Which was absinthe, Tabasco, and like a bunch of other spicy shit. And it looked black when it got served. And the reason it's called Chuck Norris is you're supposed to drink it and not flinch. If you flinch, you're not Chuck Norris. You know, it's kind of that vibe. So we all, like, it was a rite of passage. All the newbies had to drink it. And of course we gave them, guess what? A White Russian chaser. Because it's got milk in it.
Yeah.
Or cream. You know, that's kind of how it is. So we would get a White Russian chaser, and they would like, I remember this, like, we all had this shot, and me and the girls are all having it, and we had new 2 guys join in, because they were freshers. And then we're drinking it, and we're already getting our White Russians. Then we're turning around, and we're like, where are the boys? They're on the floor, like, ugh. We're like, come on. And it was so funny, because it was like, all the girls just took it like champs, and then the boys were like, I'm dying. And we're like, it's not that bad.
Cowards.
It's not that bad.
No.
It's not that bad. But no, the White Russian chaser is always a staple.
It is indeed.
What's your favorite drink?
Oh god. Alcoholic drink. I've actually not had any alcohol for like a few weeks now, which is quite good.
Wouldn't know what that's like, but okay.
The last drink I had when I went to a wedding in Ireland recently, and all I drank there was like Guinness. I was like, oh wow, it's really good over
but
here.
But Irish Guinness is, we all know it's different though.
Yeah, that's the thing. And yeah, I do like. I like Camden. Do you know Camden? Like
Camden Pale or Camden Lager?
Camden Lager. I do like. If I was in a pub, that's what I would get.
I always get a Camden Pale if there's nothing else, because that's actually quite nice too.
If it was a cocktail of my choice, I would go for a White Russian, because that's like just my favorite cocktail. I love the coffee liqueur. Yeah,
I started cocktail-wise. My favorites, there's 2. Because Sam loves cocktails as well. He knows a lot of good cocktail bars. So it's espresso martini.
Yeah.
and an old-fashioned. Those things,
you're an old-fashioned gal.
I can put them down, and then 300 pounds later, I'm like, they go down smooth. They go down smooth. I don't even know what's in them, but they're delicious. But yeah, an old-fashioned is always good, because I think, isn't it like a bitter liqueur and like either whiskey or rum or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like to go to squeakeasies?
Speakeasies, you mean?
Oh, speakeasies, yeah. I always call them
squeakeasies. Yeah, but I mean, speakeasies are not really a thing anymore. But there is a bar in Soho that's a speakeasy. There's like 2 or 3. I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do love them. Like the secret bar, where you can come in and you order whatever cocktail you want, and they'll make it, even if it's not on the menu. They'll be like, okay. Went there for my birthday. It was great.
Yeah, gotta do it. Gotta treat yourself.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's expensive. But, if you go for your birthdays or anniversary or something. Because Sam and I, our first date was in a speakeasy, so every anniversary we go there. Yeah, we go to the same one. It's cute. Vulcan Zeus said, "Be careful, I squeak easy." Nice joke. But yeah, I mean, I think the only time I didn't drink for a long time was when I was on antibiotics for 2 weeks.
2 weeks up.
That's the longest. Yeah, girls and alcoholic.
Sylfania, I think you've got a problem.
It's fine. It means like entirety of Britain's got a problem. Relax.
I mean, I will admit the UK does have a drinking problem.
Yeah, but like it's more like I never drink to get drunk. I drink like
drink for the pleasure.
Yeah, for the pleasure of it, and I'm always like I never get a hangover the next day. Maybe it's because of my tolerance. Okay, I've just since I was 18. I think since I was 18, I've worked up an insane tolerance to the point where I can have like 3-4 pints, and then go home, be sober, and then be a bit buzzed, and then wake up next morning, go to work, just like normal person. Have another 3-4 pints. I mean, there's a limit. Like any more than that, yeah, we start drinking. But like
do you and your
2 pints, 3 pints, yeah.
Science lot like to go to the pub after a day of science?
Wait, my old lab used to. My new lab, nah, they're boring. we did go for like if somebody's getting a paper or somebody's like celebrating a birthday, we do go for like a drink. But that's like once every few months. It's not every day thing.
That's not the same.
My old lab, though, because we're all in London, my old lab boss is the ringleader, as they said. Every Friday, he takes his lab out for drinks. And then because he is in my area of London every Wednesday for work, he then tries to get all of his alumni who work in, like, the central where I am, which is actually, like, 5 of us. We are all, like, in different institutions, and we're kind of within 15-minute walk of each other.
That's quite nice.
So he tries to get us to come out on a Wednesday to the local pub.
Yeah. Get everyone together.
Yeah, so it's starting up again, but there has to be. I feel like there has to be a ringleader, and I'm not that person. I like to drink alone. Okay.
It sounds like he's the collab organizer.
He's the collab master. I'm the one that goes home, gets a bottle of port, and starts streaming. He's the type that's like, okay, I'll be here on a Wednesday. Are you done at 5?
I'm at this location.
Yeah, we need to have pints before I have to go home at 9 to deal with my 6-month-old baby. Come on. And you're like, okay, let's get as many pints as we can before you have to leave. And that was that. He's the ringleader, and so I feel like every science group or any like in the UK, you need that like co-worker. It's much easier if it's your boss, because then you're like, oh, well, it's not a coworker, it's a boss that's telling you to do it. And then everybody else goes. Like, you don't want your boss to do it and then, like, nobody goes. That's just sad. You want, like, most of your lab to go, and then, like, 2 or 3 people say, oh, I have experiments, or oh, I have a thing, but they will come to the next one. And you're like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But then I feel like with this lab, even if you start doing this, only, like, 1 or 2 people will come with me, and that's not the entire lab, and that just feels weird.
Yeah, it's not a date.
No, it needs to be a group thing.
It needs to be more of a group, doesn't it?
I mean, for the last few times, it ended up with my boss and me just like in the pub, but that's because I'm really invested into his lab, like, because he's like my mentor. I don't work for him anymore. He used to be my PhD supervisor and then my boss. But that's not like I've been away from that lab for like 2-3 years now, and I genuinely enjoy his company. He's a great dude. I feel like we're friends, but also he's kind of like my mentor. But because we don't have a working relationship anymore, we can be friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so me and him hang out a lot, and he tells me about the lab because I tell him like, you have my WhatsApp. Just tell me when somebody's graduating. Tell me when something's happening.
Give me the latest.
But he never does, because the guy just forgets to tell me, and then he tells me 2 days before the event, and I'm like, I've already booked stuff. You can't tell me 2 days before. And so I meet up with him once every month to like squeeze information out of him, so that I don't forget to go attend all this stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what our one-on-ones are. Just bitching, and then me being like, tell me, oh, you didn't tell me this dude's graduating in December, you've already figured out the date. Tell me now, otherwise you'll tell me like 2 days before. And I need to take a day off, because that's like a PhD graduation is like a big party, because that's the last degree you'll ever get.
Oh.
You know? You will never graduate, unless you choose to do another PhD, but why? Like, you will never graduate again, and that's like the last degree, so you have to have a big party. A bachelor degree, nobody gives a fuck. Everybody gets those. Like, come on.
Who needs a bachelor?
You're not special.
Go to the good stuff.
No, don't even party. Like, I skipped my graduation. I was just like, yeah, right. It's because I was going straight into a PhD. I was like finishing with a integrated master's, and I was going straight into a PhD. And I was like, what's the point? I already set up, like, same university even. I was like, I'm not leaving, so why am I having this party?
I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah, literally. Like, I already started assembling in my new lab, and I just came down with the gown to do this whole thing for my parents, and I'm like, I'm gonna take 2 weeks off to hang out with my parents, but then I'm like back to work. Like, it's not a party. But yeah. I feel like we should probably wrap up now.
Cool.
I know, I'm sorry I talked a lot. It's like, you every time you ask me a question, and I'm like, right.
No, I enjoy it.
Like this needs like context.
It's like I'm learning so much.
Yeah, but I feel like
that's what I like. This is a round table, Sylfania.
Yeah.
We're here to get the information out of you.
I thought it was more of like we should like that's why I always like reverse the question back to you. But every time you ask me something, I'm like, I have an answer for this, but out of context, this would not make sense. I need to give context, and then an hour later, I answer your question.
Hey, I still enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, we should do another one of these, but it might be a little bit.
That's okay. I know you're fully booked up.
I didn't know this was gonna be popular. We'll see. But definitely we'll do another one. If you want to do something like this, I'm more than happy to come and hang out as well.
I'll be up.
Cool. Do you want to rate someone? Do you know anybody who is not on my list that you might know rate? Any of your any of your people are streaming at the moment, and you know you can just pop a name in, and if I follow them. Because we actually follow maybe similar people, so...
I was going to say, I think we mostly follow the same people.
I have a little bit more newer ones, I think, because of Eldenwood, but...
Because you're so popular.
No. It's because Eldenwood...
She grows up so fast, Wait, Ava, did you say I was special?
It was only blue bus.
What? My buses are red. Rain is on. Oh, there's a small streamer called Sylfania. I think she's some wood tree Christmas elf.
Alright, well, if you're gonna be like this, we're gonna find
oh, wait, Ava's streaming.
Yeah, we can rate Ava. Ava's streaming Blue Protocol. Is that the new game?
I don't know. I think it is a new game. I've seen a few people playing it. I don't really know what's out.
Yeah. I don't know how Ava manages to, like, I'm currently on her channel just staring. Like, she can manage to watch an anime, play a video game, and go into someone else's chat. Like, how? Sorcery.
That is good multitasking. That's for sure.
Archie is crying, I don't know why. Anyway, let's rate Ava. Let's just do that. We haven't rated Ava in a while. There you
There we
go.
are. But Sylfania, thank you so much for having me
Yes,
on your round
thank you
table.
for
I've had a
coming.
wonderful time being the first of many.
Yes, first person. Which makes sense. A collab master coming into my first regular collab stream. It's just fate. It's a fate, man.
I'm proud of you.
Aw, thank you. But definitely, Daggerheart, we'll see each other at the end of the month, 1st of November. It's a Halloween special after Halloween, but you know, we're all busy on the 31st.
It's the early Halloween Christmas special.
Yes, that's the one. God. And we can even do a Christmas special eventually if you guys want later. I mean,
Yeah. Let's go save Santa.
let's go. This is the whole point of that Daggerheart. It's like whoever's available, we'll just do that. If you're not available, you're doing another adventure that day. All right. Lovely. Amazing. This worked out much better than I thought it was gonna be.
Hey, I had a good time.
Yeah,
we went
yeah.
for quite a long time.
Solid, yeah. Did not feel like 4 hours almost.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's everybody go say hello to Ava, including Ava, who's raiding her own channel with us now, I guess. All right, have a good night, and we're gonna go now. Bye bye.